Hello, good morning, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel One Television. I am Nanatufo Boateng. Today is a Thursday, the 30th of July, 2026. Let's check out the weather forecast for today. So that's the 18-hour forecast valid for Ghana from 6 a.m. 30th July 2026. And this morning, slight rain or drizzle is likely over a few areas along the coast, while thunderstorms or rain are expected over parts of the transition and northern sectors. Mostly cloudy conditions are expected to prevail across the country. Early morning mist or fog is also expected over a few coastal, forested and mountainous areas, leading to reduced visibility. Now, as the day unfolds, sunny breaks with periodic cloudiness are anticipated across most parts of the country. There is a chance of thunderstorms or rain affecting few areas within the middle, transition and northern sectors from late afternoon into the evening. The sea is expected to be rough. So that's the weather forecast for today, July 30, 2026. It's valid for 18 hours and it's effective 6 a.m. today. So that's your forecast. I'd like to say thank you to the Ghana Meteorological Agency, the GMET, for always updating us. Follow them on X at GMET, on YouTube, Ghana Meteorological Agency, on WhatsApp, GhanaMeteo.agency, and on TikTok, Ghana_Met_official. So go follow them. We're grateful to the Ghana Meteorological Agency for bringing us the weather updates. That said, we'd like to say thank you to a number of people, all right? So first off, we're saying thank you to all sponsors of the Northern Business Fair. Then we're saying thank you to all exhibitors at the Northern Business Fair. And we also like to say thank you and thank you and thank you again to the patrons of the Northern Business Fair 2026. The fair brought together exhibitors from various sectors of the economy. So we had innovators, we had people playing along the agricultural value chain, we had the cosmetics people, we had the toiletries people, we had the fashion and textile industry, we had the fast consuming goods, so your FCMGs, and then of course, like I said, the tech people were also there. And I mean, it was just wonderful to see all the amazing stuff that indigenous Ghanaian companies are doing. And the fact that you all came out to exhibit at the Northern Business Fair 2026 gives us more reason to continue putting together such events. And want to say thank you to all of you for being part of the Northern Business Fair 2026. So let's say thank you to EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Let's say thank you to the National Petroleum Authority, NPA. Let's say thank you to the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA. We'd like to say thank you to North Shore April GH. I would also like to say thank you to SIC Insurance PLC. our sponsors for the Northern Business Fair 2026. We say thank you for making the fair a huge success. We also like to extend our gratitude to our exhibitors and our patrons. And we say there was only a Northern Business Fair because you showed up. And we do not take it for granted at all. So we are expressing our gratitude to you this morning for being part of the Northern Business Fair 2026. All right, on to the next one. And the next one is the This is Ghana exhibition, where indigenous corporate bodies, local SMEs, startups, business owners, Ghanaian business owners, of course, come together at the Afua Sutherland Children's Park on the 29th and the 30th of August 2026 to showcase Ghana's export potential to the rest of the world. So if you're looking for a partnership, if you're looking for a network, if you're looking for a connection in a particular space within the economy, come to the Afua Sutherland Children's Park on the 29th and the 30th of August 2026 for the This is Ghana exhibition and experience Ghana like never before. We are assembling exhibitors from the automobile industry, from the agricultural industry, from the services sector, from manufacturing, just name it. So just come to the This is Ghana exhibition, which will happen at the Afua Sutherland Children's Park on the 29th and the 30th of August 2026. And you get to experience Ghana like never before. This is the only exhibition that gets to showcase Ghana's export potential in a way never seen, in a way never experienced. So come, and for our exhibitors, kindly start calling now. 0205 973 973, 0205 973 973, 0558 973 973, 0558 973 973. Call us now, register, follow up with your payments, and secure you a slot to participate, to exhibit, to vend at the This is Ghana exhibition. It's an exhibition for local SMEs, startups, homegrown businesses, innovations, and indigenous corporate bodies. So we'd like to see all of you there. Come with your wonderful products. And it's beautiful to see the advancements that Ghanaian businesses have made, especially with packaging, with branding, technological advancements, the innovation, and all the thoughts that goes into the productions that Ghanaian businesses are making. And it's absolutely wonderful that we get to assemble and experience all of these in 2 days at one grounds, one fair. Okay, so the This is Ghana exhibition will happen on the 29th and the 30th of August 2026 at the Afua Sutherland Children's Park here in Accra. It's from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day, and we look forward to seeing you. So for exhibitors, you should be calling to register now. I'll take the numbers again. 0205 973 973, 0205 973 973, or you can call 0558 973 973. We'd like to say thank you to MTN Ghana, and we'd also like to say thank you to EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, for supporting and sponsoring the This is Ghana exhibition 2026. Now, for exhibitors, kindly call, register, make payment, and secure your slots. For our patrons, entry is absolutely free. For our patrons, entry is absolutely free. So we look forward to seeing all of you at the This is Ghana exhibition 2026 on the 29th and the 30th of August 2026. Alrighty. Now let's give some exciting news to all our students between the ages of 11 and 15 years. The Literacy Challenge 2026 is on, and you stand a chance to win 10,000 Ghana cedis and a laptop, as well as the bragging rights as the best performing student, the most outstanding and all-rounded student at the pre-secondary level for the year 2026. So we look forward to receiving and reading your essays, which is on the topic that says that in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence AI in education. Advice on how Ghana can effectively integrate AI into basic schools to improve teaching and learning while ensuring that students in rural and underserved communities are not left behind. So like I said, students between the ages of 11 and 15 only. So that's the eligibility ages, 11 to 15 years. So if you're students between 11, so if you're 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15, then you're qualified to participate in the Literacy Challenge 2026. Now, here are the guidelines for writing. The essay must be handwritten by participants. So we like to see the essays in your own handwriting. Okay. You need to add your full contact details. Which is very important because we will need to reach back to you after reading your essays. And of course, if you do make the cut, then we need to reach out to you to fully participate in the competition. So please don't forget to add your full contact details. Now, your essay must be endorsed by a parent, a guardian, or a teacher. Your essay must be endorsed by a parent, guardian, or teacher so that we know that you have consent from your parent, your guardian, or your teacher. And you're posting to the Literacy Challenge, P.O. Box GP 14123, Accra Central. Post your essay to the Literacy Challenge, P.O. Box GP 14123, Accra Central. Or you can deliver it to the Channel One TV premises at Tesano here in Accra. Now, the deadline is today. The deadline for submission of entries is today. So by 5 p.m. today, we shall not receive any more entries. So please, if you are waiting for last minute to send in your entries, the last minute is now or never. It's either you're sending it in today before 5 p.m. or you forfeit the opportunity to participate in the Literacy Challenge 2026. And we look forward to a wonderful competition this year. And we hope that the best student will win. The Literacy Challenge 2026 is brought to you by 97.3 City FM, and it's supported by Channel One Television and proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana, SIC Insurance PLC, and Advocate Publishing Limited. Prospectus Ghana, thank you so much. SIC Insurance PLC, thank you also so much. Advocate Publishing Limited, we're grateful to you for your sponsorship of the Literacy Challenge 2026. Please remember that the deadline is today, July 30 at exactly 5 p.m. Exactly 5 p.m. July 30. Today, Thursday, today. So at exactly 5 p.m. Please, we won't and we shall and cannot accept any more entries by 5 p.m. today. So if you are done, kindly send them in now this morning so that you stand a chance to participate and win 10,000 Ghana cedis, a laptop, and the bragging rights as the best student, the most outstanding student, and all-rounded student at the pre-secondary level for the year 2026. Now let's tell you about the Channel One TV and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited Auto Sale and Expo. The Auto Sale and Expo is happening from the 13th to the 14th of August 2026, and we're asking that you come discover the full range of Zondertech automobiles designed to deliver power, efficiency, and durability on every road. So Zondertech Ghana will assemble all its vehicles ranging from sedans or salons to your 4x4s, your trucks, and of course your heavy industrial equipment, mostly assembled right here in Ghana, and they will put all on display at their showroom in Jowlu here in Accra. And we're asking that you show up on the 13th and the 14th of August. 13th and 14th of August, and you participate in the Auto Sale and Expo by Channel 1 Television and Zondertech. So the showroom is at Jowlu here in Accra, and we want to see you there. Come and discover all these powerful machines that Zondertech will be displaying on the 13th and the 14th. So if you're looking to buy your next ride, maybe you drive an Alacha like I do and you want to change it. You've come buy some money and you want to change your vehicle. This is the one-stop shop for you to appreciate the technology that goes into these vehicles, to make an informed choice on what vehicle to buy, and of course to know and understand these vehicles and how they function. All right, so we're going to have some clinics there as well. So on the 13th and 14th of August at the Zondertech showroom at Jowlu here in Accra. We look forward to seeing you. All our car enthusiasts, all our vehicle lovers, show up and let's go through the wide range of powerful and durable, stylish vehicles built to suit every lifestyle and every road. So whether you're buying your first car or upgrading your current one, or simply exploring the latest models, this is the place to be. So you cannot miss the Channel 1 TV and Zondertech Auto Sale and Expo. And it's happening on the 13th and 14th of August 2026. The venue is the Zondertech showroom at Jowlu in Accra. And kindly call 0205 973 973. 0205 973 973 or 0501 772 222. 0501 772 222 for more information on the Auto Sale and Expo, brought to you by Channel 1 Television and Zondertech Ghana Limited. All right. Come and experience that variety, the wide range. You see, the Zonda vehicles, they are powerful, they are stylish, they are durable, they are designed for every lifestyle and every road. So come get the information on the vehicles so that you are well armed with this information when you have to make a choice on which one to purchase. Okay, so maybe you don't want to buy for yourself. You come and buy for me. I'll pray that the good Lord will bless you. All right. So the 13th and the 14th of August, the Zondertech showroom at Jowlu here in Accra. We look forward to seeing you for the Channel 1 TV and Zondertech Ghana Limited Auto Sale and Expo. All right. Now let's get into the newspapers and bring you some of the headlines making the front pages this morning. The Daily Guide newspaper is here. Daily Guide says, and listen to this: deep freezer, TV, cash, boiled eggs, party delegate system banned. We know where the boiled eggs is coming from, but it's okay. Deep freezer, TV, cash, boiled eggs, party delegate system banned. That's on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. The Daily Guide newspaper. And then you have court halts Kwadwo Sarfo Kantanka burial. Court halts Kwadwo Sarfo Kantanka burial. Also on the front page, Ghana must export mining innovation, not just minerals. That's according to Alhaji Ali Ibrahim. Ghana must export mining innovation, not just minerals. Van Yeboah jailed 85 months in US over $10 million romance scam. Van Yeboah jailed 85 months in US over $10 million romance scam. OSP has power to prosecute. That's according to the Supreme Court. So yesterday there were two landmark rulings in the Supreme Court. One having to do with the political party delegate system, which has been banned. And of course, an interpretation on whether the OSP has power to prosecute or otherwise. Well, the court says the OSP indeed has power to prosecute. So that's captured on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. Let's go to the Chronicle. The Chronicle newspaper. Ashanti region backs Eugene Entry as next NPP General Secretary. Ashanti region backs Eugene Entry as next NPP General Secretary. Nkasim residents warn contractor to stay off community mining concession. Nkasim residents warn contractor to stay off community mining concession. There's an editorial in the paper this morning that says Energy Minister must resign or be reshuffled. Energy Minister must resign or be reshuffled. When you go into the back page, it says government rolls out 10-year AI implementation roadmap to drive jobs and economic growth. Government rolls out 10-year AI implementation roadmap to drive jobs and economic growth. ISOC, that's the Internet Society of Ghana, or the Internet Society Ghana chapter, pushes policy reforms to bridge rural internet connectivity gap. ISOC Ghana pushes policy reforms to bridge rural internet connectivity gap. So that's the Chronicle newspaper. As usual, you have the scripture for today. It's from Psalm 5, verse 12. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous, you surround them with your favor as with a shield. The book of Psalm, the chapter number 5, the verse number 12 says, surely, Lord, you bless the righteous, you surround them with your favor as with a shield. May the Lord add his blessings to the reading of his word. Let me quickly take you to the Daybreak newspaper. Daybreak newspaper. Soldier interdicted over TikTok comment. Soldier interdicted over TikTok comment. ADB expands customer access with new branches. Council of State, CJ to succeed Sophia Akufo. There's a question on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper. And there's a feature in there that says, Beyond the Gavel, operationalizing the Supreme Court's ruling to fully demonetize Ghana's democracy. Beyond the Gavel, operationalizing the Supreme Court's ruling to fully demonetize Ghana's democracy. So these are some stories making the headlines this morning in the newspapers. You can walk to a newsstand near you and grab a copy. Now, I'll quickly take you online. I'll start off with Channel One News online.com. channel1newsonline.com. Supreme Court delegate ruling. Gary Nimakon raises funding concerns over party primaries. Supreme Court delegate ruling. Gary Nimakon raises funding concerns over party primaries. Former railway employees accused of illegal sale and lease of railway lands. That's the Ghana Railway Development Authority speaking there. Reckless spending on spouses and children contributed to £37 million UK scholarship arrears. That's according to Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK, Zita Benson. Channel 1 Market Price Barometer. Fuel prices rise again. Transport fares remain unchanged. Fuel price floors rise sharply. Diesel up 18.3%. Petrol rises 9.4%. Supreme Court's direct voting order can be implemented this year. That's according to the NDC. Supreme Court's delegate system ruling cold strain party resources. Asante Ochiri speaking there. Court rejects NAFCO ex-CEO's wife's request to travel abroad with son for treatment. You have ex-police officer and accomplice jailed 25 years each for 530,000 Ghana cedis Tamale robbery. We envisaged this, that's the NDC on Supreme Court's delegate system ruling. Health Ministry closes Techiman Krobo Nursing Training College indefinitely over unrest. So Health Ministry closes Techiman Krobo Nursing Training College indefinitely over unrest. GES releases posting details for newly recruited teachers. Onboarding starts August 7. We've lost our livelihoods, fishmongers, after Tama Newtown demolition. So that's on channel1newsonline.com. Briefly, let's do citynewsroom.com. Education must produce innovators, not certificate holders. That's according to the African Union High Representative for the Silencing of Guns, Mohammed Ibn Chambers. Bekwai residents give Chinese quarry firm 1 week ultimatum over blasting and environmental concerns. 2026 BECE, WAEC cancels 601 results, withholds 167 as 2,722 more face scrutiny. Direct primaries could strengthen democracy if properly implemented. That's Hassan Ayariga speaking there. Gary Nimakon questions funding for court-ordered direct primaries. Attorney General would face political cost for halting OSP prosecutions. That's Kujua Sante of CDD speaking there. Supreme Court ruling on delegate system may be difficult to implement. Asante Ochiri speaking. Kujua Sante says Supreme Court ruling on delegate system timely and remarkable. Scholarship funds were used to sponsor spouses and children's travel. That's according to Zita Benson. And Supreme Court ruling puts OSP under greater scrutiny. That's according to private legal practitioner Martin Bebu. So these are some stories online. Visit citynewsroom.com or preferably channel1newsonline.com to get the details of these stories and several others. But stay with us right here on Channel 1 Television. We'll return shortly with the news review segment.
Looking for everything made in Ghana all in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creators, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality, connect with industry leaders and innovators, experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 to register. Come explore, come connect, come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN. This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence. What if your ideas could shape the future of education in Ghana? If you were a brilliant pre-secondary student aged 11 to 15, this is your moment to shine. Welcome to the Literacy Challenge 2026, the national literacy competition that celebrates young thinkers, great writers, and future leaders. This year's challenge is all about artificial intelligence and education. The topic: in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in education. Advise on how Ghana can effectively integrate AI into basic schools to improve teaching and learning. while ensuring that students in rural and underserved communities are not left behind. Remember, your essay must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent, guardian or teacher, and include your full contact details. Submit your entry by Thursday, 30th July 2026 at the front desk of Channel 1 TV or PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. Stand a chance to win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a laptop, and earn the title of Ghana's most outstanding all-round pre-secondary student. For more information, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2026 is powered by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV. And it's proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance, and Advocates Publishing.
Hello there. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. It's time for the news review segment where we get to have a conversation on some topical issues and invite you to join us with your thoughts and contributions. Our guests are in studio, they are seated, and we're going to go straight into the conversations this morning. Seated to my right is the former National Coordinator for the District Road Improvement Program, that's the DRIP, and he's aspiring to be the National Chairman for the National Democratic Congress, NDC, Nilante Vanderpoy. Honorable, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
It's good to have you. Good to have you. Eric Chum is here. Eric Chum is a member of the communications team for the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Eric, good morning.
Good morning, bro.
It's good to have you. Very well, thank you.
That's my senior. So.
We are in for a good show.
He's been missing in action.
Is it? He's not been coming
I
home.
definitely would endorse him for national chairman for the NDC.
I'm grateful.
It looks like all those you've been meeting on the show from the opposing side are endorsing.
Oh, you know, just that is the way you do that sometimes. It tells my people that,
They begin to suspect you. Anyways, we'll start.
But you see, when you keep that sort of harmonious relationship with your colleagues on the other side, it generates that sort of relationship that is good for our politics. In spite of the fact that sometimes our politics become very heated on individual personal relationships, I think it's good that we continue to cover it and let our supporters understand that when they come to see me and Eric Chum sitting down and eating, it's not because I'm being influenced or he being influenced. It's because of the need for us to show to our supporters that we are not enemies.
True.
We may be opponents, but we are not enemies. Look at the bitter ending to the World Cup finals. But at the end of it all, those players are back in their teams as colleagues.
Yeah.
Because they're playing in the same teams before they went to their national
the club
teams.
level,
Yes. So sometimes we must also look at that one and say politics is not all about machetes and guns. It's about argument. It's about convincing and cogent arguments to make people understand your point. I think we must encourage a lot more of close relationship between the hierarchies of the political parties so that it will send that information down to our grassroots to understand that it is not about who can shout and who can throw most punches.
Very well. Very well.
But you know, the other thing is that your party was, you are too gentle.
Yes. Why you go to the program?
I don't like it.
But you know, one of my very, very good, but he's so racing, was Mutala.
Oh, wow.
When I finish TV with Mutala, we'll drive to, either he'll sit in my car or I sit in his car. Then we'll go to Auntie Muni and we eat from the same
bowl.
Yeah. Wow.
So the last time I saw him was, I think he said he was going to Italy. I was also going out of town. And he's like, oh, you now you're in your position. You should come, let me find something for you. So not knowing that when he called back, he had actually sent me a message. I went back to the message the day I heard that he had died.
Oh, rather
Do you
unfortunate.
understand? So, I mean, sometimes some of these things, it's politics. Yes, of course. We all
Next
can be
weekend there will
very,
be 1 year.
yes,
Yeah.
we can all have our views and opinions on certain things, but in the final analysis, I think that the country should actually be the most important thing for us to focus on. And there are all sorts of relationships. Sometimes some of the things, when you are not careful, when they even invite you to a party, you don't want to attend because
You mentioned it. Let me apologize to my brother Carlos Ahenkra that I wasn't able to
Carlos assisted
to attend his sister birthday. But that was really a birthday, eh? Charlie, I don't envy you at all. The sort of things I saw at the birthday.
what did you say?
The ladies who were serving.
it was a celebration in Egypt.
Hey, Eric, were you there?
I wasn't there.
Hey, Charlie.
Very well.
Where do they get those girls from?
I think if you ask, you know. Anyways, let's get into our conversation this morning. Yesterday, the Supreme Court delivered two landmark rulings. One having to do with the political party delegate system. The court, after everything, abolished this particular system. Honorable, I'll start off with you because your party has tried this before. You have opened up your college before. What lessons were learned there, and what's the feasibility of this ruling by the Supreme Court going forward?
Well, thank you very much, and let me say good morning to our viewers and to my very good friend and brother, Eric. First, let me take the opportunity to thank and to congratulate our three senior elders, Dr. Christina Makonyama, Dr. Frimpong Boateng, and Dr. Nyao Tamaklo, for even trying to see what the Supreme Court will say about this canker that people have talked about. I think this has been a concern of many Ghanaians who thought that our politics is being riddled with too much corruption because bribery is against our laws, and morally it is not something acceptable within our tradition and culture. And I said it is incumbent upon all of us who are practicing politics in this country to understand that the morality of the game is not by how much you give, but by how much you are able to convince people to vote for you. So it was a concern. Many Ghanaians have talked about it. Civil societies have talked about it. The clergy have talked about it. Even we, the practitioners, have complained about excessive demand sometimes that is put on the people. So a lot of people had intended, and people have talked about it, but these senior people have taken the bold step of going to the Supreme Court to have an interpretation and a determination on this particular model. But you see, the political parties did not just get up to do this. The world over, internal elections have been on a delegate system. There is no country where we see almost everybody voting for party internal elections. It's always been a delegate system. It is not a bad idea. The delegate system is not bad, but it's the way some people have soiled it with the unbridled corruption of delegates. I've seen it across various divides, and people have complained about it. You remember the legendary Toyota Ace issue that came up when one party chairman promised every constituency a Toyota Ace. So that has been a concern. It has moved to fridges, television sets, fat envelopes and things. But let me also say this. Morally, the issue is that society itself have played a part in all this. We've grown up in a society, and we develop a society whereby the privileged few become most often the dispensers of support to the many vulnerable ones. So, Nana, you sitting here because you sit on television, you go out there and anybody sees you and think you are loaded.
Indeed.
And so they make all sort of requests to you.
Yeah.
It's been part of our society. When we're growing up, there were communities that even come together and sponsor the education of people who were academically good. So we in Ghana we say Mokome 4, Shije Mokome law. It means that you may be a product of your parent, but the whole community has a responsibility towards your development. And as such, I've seen situations where people have come together to sponsor wards of other parents to education. I remember one uncle of mine said that he couldn't have a university education because there was no money. But there's another colleague, he mentioned the name is Zeta Megache or something, who the whole community contributed money to buy his ticket for him to go to university abroad during the colonial days.
Wow.
So it has been part of our system. When we're growing up, certainly you see people putting all their problems before the head teacher, the pastor, or the catechist in town.
Yeah.
They were even reading people's letters for them. They were responding to letters and all those things. So society has been dependent on the privileged few and the exposed for a while. This judgment, in as much as we are for it, because our party joined the suit, our party has tried it before, it comes with own consequences.
Yeah.
Logistically, it puts so much on aspirants. The reason being that now you are not touching base with a constituted few. Now you are touching base with almost everybody
in the party.
So assuming that everybody makes a demand on you, if you put it together, it becomes even more of a responsibility on you than a collected few.
Yeah.
Let's practically look at this. I'm going for national chairman. As of today, what I need to do is to interact with the constituency executives and other identifiable individuals and groups like former ambassadors, former MPs, former MMCDs, and former appointees. All these people and current appointees, current MPs. It's constituted. You know the number. About 11,000 something.
Yeah.
If we have to go with the Supreme Court decision, what it means now is that when I enter Okankwe North, for example, I have to go to every branch.
Exactly.
Assuming they have 200 and something branches, it means that I have to go to every branch in Okankwe North.
Yeah.
And there is no way you go to that branch and leave without saying, oh, this is a little water for you.
Yeah.
Oh, this to pay for the electricity you used. Because maybe you tap the electricity from somewhere.
Yeah.
This to take care of the chairs we use for the program. This to take care of the canopies you use. So if you put all those costs together, you get to see that the system the Supreme Court is advocating for is much more expensive and logistically exacting on individuals who aspire for party political office than the system we are practicing now. You get it?
Yeah.
What we are practicing now is because people carry fridges, TV sets, and things that makes it obscene and makes it unpleasant, and people talk about it. But in 2016, parliamentary candidates had to visit almost every hamlet, almost every community, every branch, every constituency.
That's when you opened it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. And it cost us a lot in 2016. It cost us a lot because it's like we are running a general election twice. Because a parliamentary candidate will go through this and also go and look for money to go to the main elections.
Yeah.
It really, really affected us. And that rather give opportunity for the haves to have an advantage over the have-nots.
Right.
So the decision is good for our political, stability and endurance and expanding the political frontiers, democratic frontiers of our parties. It's good. But then people should have looked at the practicality of it. And I think, having been a parliamentary candidate several times, I think the delegate system, even though it's fraught with a lot of, that is born out of human attitude and behavior. I would still prefer that one to what the Supreme Court is asking for, because the consequences will be too difficult for individual aspirants and also even the parties themselves to handle, because it puts a lot of pressure on almost everybody. Let me say, for example, MPP have done their presidential primaries already. Assuming we are supposed to implement this, what it means is that all the aspirants will go to all the 276 constituencies, and not all the 276 constituencies, but they have to go to almost all the 35,000 other branches. And you have to go to all the 276 branches. You have to talk to almost all members of those branches.
Yeah.
And then the other aspect, the ruling says all members of good standing. Do you know what happens? Eric Chum then has to go and mobilize people, find money, and pay their dues for them. In order for those people to be qualified to vote for him. So what are you saying about that? Is it also is it not another form of corruption? Because the person is not paying the dues on his own volition. Somebody is going to take money and pay for him. So in effect, it is a form of bribery.
Right.
So we are not really curing the disease. We are actually transferring it to another form of the same activity. I thought that what we should do is to have strengthened and effortlessly, deal with those who are found culpable of what the law is against. But trying to solve it the manner that is being prescribed, I think very soon the political parties will go back to the Supreme Court and say, look, it's like Roper. Up to today, our structure and our system almost makes it difficult for EC to say we are going to implement this decision.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's the political parties, not only the NDC, the political parties will be going back to the Supreme Court, I'm very sure, to see if the Supreme Court can help.
Yeah.
With it. Because you see, this will call for another injection of resources into our database. You understand? The party have to do new registration. The party have to make sure people who come on the register are really people who are members, sympathizers, and supporters of the party.
Right.
I'm sure I will be seeing situations where individuals, for their own selfish interests, will find their names and their pictures into different political.
It already happens in some places. Trust me.
I'll come back to you on that. The risk of infiltration, and all that. But Eric, I need to hear your initial thoughts on this ruling.
Thank you. I mean, good morning, and of course, good morning to my senior and my friend as well. Of course, all the viewers of Channel One TV this morning. For me, honestly speaking, I feel that the spirit of the ruling is good, because I've always maintained that when it comes to leadership, there's definitely a need for a certain level of legitimacy. I mean, and some of the challenges that we've had as a country is because of some of these things where you have a small cohort of delegates who are highly influenced, making a choice that for the bigger or the larger community is actually unpopular. And it's happened on so many occasions. And I think that if you've done these local politics before, then you understand how the dynamics work. I'll take my village, for example. There are 3 polling stations, 1 coordinator, 15. So plus 1 coordinator, 16 people. on election day, choosing a member of parliament, parliamentary primaries, everybody's given something. The 16 people go back and talk about it. Now, on election day, the entire committee say, this candidate,
yeah.
right? And then there are MPP people who, there are people that sometimes they're not delegates per se, but the meetings are held in their homes. Some people have been former constituency executives, what are people who have contributed to the party, some founding members, patrons in the past. These are people who everybody in the community would attest to the fact that they are members of a political party. However, when it comes to making the decision as important as finding a member of parliament, they have absolutely no say. I mean, it beggars belief. It makes, for me, I think that it beggars. So now he has spoken about the challenges and stuff, so I wouldn't even want to go there per se. But then you also look at it from the perspective of, in best practice, is it a case that in the US and in the UK, every 4 years there's a primary? No. And I've always maintained that. I mean, so sometimes we have to do the hard work. There are things that are put in place that activates a primary. You know, and because sometimes we don't want to be sincere with ourselves and do the hard work, we go the easy route. I want to go to parliament, but if a political party like mine puts together some rule book and says that these are the reasons why a primary will be activated, everybody will stick by it. There are places that are reserved for women for affirmative action purposes. If somebody wants to contest, it has to be a woman. However, if it's a stronghold and your performance dips to a certain level, it activates a primary. Or your constituency executives, for one reason or the other, a certain number of them decide to go and do a vote of no confidence, for example, you're given an opportunity, then it activates a primary. It is not the case that every 4 years, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So the ruling is good in my perspective, but if the political parties want to also be progressive and think about it from like a big picture perspective, then the hard work has to be done internally.
Right.
Somebody goes to parliament for the first time, probably in a constituency that's never been won before. Immediately he enters parliament. The next day, there's a contest in their backyard. That is not how to run a modern political. I know I'll get into trouble for that. And I'm saying that because I want to go into parliament. However, if my political party says that in our strongholds, if the member of parliament there maintains their margins from the previous elections, maybe it's in a stronghold, you expect your candidate to win by 65%, 75% and all that. It doesn't activate a primary. However, stronghold somewhere, let's say in Ashanti region, maybe right bang in the middle of Kumasi, and your votes are dipped to by maybe 51%, 52%. Then it's, our candidate is unpopular. You don't take him out, but you go in there and organize the primary to ensure that he still has what it takes to be able to. You understand? So it doesn't have to be this wholesale. Every 4 years we'll do a primary, and then there's a chaos and all of this. Then you maintain your very good candidate. Otherwise, every 4 years a process will be activated, because if for now, if say somebody has gone to unseat a member of parliament, and then all of a sudden the party come up with the rule that, all members of parliament today should be allowed to go on the post, there will be chaos in this country. You know what I'm saying? But if you do that ahead of time, the rules are there. You make sure that these are the things that you put in place. There are seats specifically for women to ensure affirmative action and all of that. Then we are all in a good place. Then you have dynamics. You have areas where maybe somebody is from a particular part of the constituency. Sometimes it can even be tribal. It can be whatever. It fixes some of these things. You understand? Because then you don't have 200 people sitting in a room making a decision. Then all of a sudden, they claim that, our person from our part of the constituency has been, quote unquote, our people use mafia. Has been mafiaed. So we are not interested in the process. But now you go into the community.
I was going to ask that question. Yes, it cures this alleged machination.
A certain aspect of it does. You understand what I'm
It
saying?
doesn't hold it.
Not wholly, but what it
Examples.
does is that because it's expanded, there's a certain sense of legitimacy. Organically, people feel like, okay, if now hitherto 400 people were making this decision, now we have 10,000 people making this decision. There's a certain microcosm of the entire constituency, right? So then you feel that, okay, then it's a popular choice.
Yeah.
Yes, there are going to be logistical challenges. There are going to be resources and all of that. Maybe instead of people now paying delegates, the resources that needs to be expended would have to be front loaded, right? Like he said. I mean, people are now going to go into the enterprise of probably even harvesting party supporters and all of that, right? But then again, that is the whole point of having a political system and structure. The party now all parties have to now put together a structure and a system, because you walk into a community, everybody knows who NPP people and NDC people are, right? And then if it goes beyond by also saying that you have to be a member of good standing, right? Then we have to be able to define what that good standing means. Are you paying your dues? Are you coming to meetings? Are you attending to all sorts of things? Are you volunteering? Are you campaigning? Are you knocking on the doors? In all of this, and are you even in character-wise? You understand what I'm saying? You cannot claim to be a member of a political party and they are the most notorious this thing in a particular community, because it all boils down to that. So that, like you said, maybe people have to now activate a new interpretation for further, direction as to how these things should happen. Because now that the ruling has been done, then in the next year, right, political parties now have to put together a system to be able to and ensure that there's a database, it's reviewed, all various players are happy with the process so that it doesn't also create chaos. Because under the NDC tried it. And then they did it for the one time, I think the 2016 elections. And then they had to jettison it immediately because, they were having issues. But I believe that, yes, in the long term, it would allow for increased participation. And if it brings together all these persons who play roles in the party, and that is not just a small group of people, then we all play ostrich. How are most of these delegates even chosen? Right? There have been occasions where it's turned into full-blown fights, where in the middle of the night somewhere at midnight, hiding in a school somewhere, and they're trying to choose delegates. So that's what I'm saying, that the legitimacy question comes into play. Now people do that. The guy wants to just be representing the party, vote, and also, make his opinions heard. And then you go and hide in a classroom somewhere, and then you take him out from the system. Now all of a sudden it's opened. Right? And so he now has the opportunity to now go and exercise their franchise. So for me, I think that it's a good ruling, but it requires a lot of work, and probably further clarification needs to come to play.
Very well. I'll come back to you, because it also sparks the conversation about political party funding and whether the states should get involved. But Honorable, quickly, what would you say to those who argue that you have yourselves to blame, that's the political parties, because you failed to address this issue of monetization, and now there's a Supreme Court ruling?
I totally agree. I totally agree that political parties have not been responsible enough in making sure that we sanitize the system, and individuals who have been engaged in these things are dealt with according to law. According to the laws and regulations of the party themselves, and also the national laws and regulations regarding abuse of position and also bribery and corruption. But let me say this, in considering the NDC from where Eric is coming from. You see, certain democracies over the period have reformed and strengthened their regulations regarding this. And I made a statement from the beginning, there's no jurisdiction. Since yesterday, I've gone through so many other countries and their distance, and I've seen that there's no jurisdiction, any democracy anywhere where the delegate system is not used. It's the abuse of the delegate
Exactly.
system
Yeah.
that have become
Yeah.
the issue. Because if you take the NDC, for example, at the branch level, there is an election. All members of the branch, that is paid up members of the branch, vote for branch executives. All these branch executives who have been voted for are those who vote for constituency executives.
Yeah.
So the democratic path has not been abused. It's there. Because I don't think you can say all people in Ododudu should go and vote for a particular branch executive. It's only the members of that branch, that family. Because if you want a family head, it's members of the family who will vote. Because anybody from outside will not have a locus. All these processes have some entrenched democratic, atmosphere.
Right.
Up to the national level. So the national level, we are looking at people who people have invested their trust and authority in.
Yeah.
From the, let me say, the minute branch level
Right.
to the ward, from ward to the constituency to region, region to national. And it's the constituency executives who have invested with that authority from the branches of that constituency who vote for the national, regional and national executives. So, if we're going by that, then we can say that we are having a beautiful system of representation. But you see, it is the people, the system that is being abused, that has tainted the process. Now, when you expand, what you're actually saying that at the branch level, every member, if I want to have more votes, then I have to look for more money
Yeah.
to pay all the dues for people who vote for me. In that situation, Eric Chum has me as a brother. I'm NDC. He could get me, you understand? He could pay dues for me. I'll go on another name into the MPP register and vote for him
Right.
because he needs that vote. You see what is happening?
Yeah.
So another form of corruption will generate there. Practically, let me also say this. I was privileged to have been a member of the Kwesi Botwe committee.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's post the 2016
2016.
elections. Yeah.
And this particular universal adult suffrage was one of the principal causes of our defeat. Because a lot of our constituencies, some parts of this country, the constituency is basically composed of two serious tribal groupings.
Yes, that's what
You understand?
Yeah.
So, two candidates emerge, one person from each of the tribal groupings. If you're not careful, and one person loses,
The entire.
the entire other tribe
Won't vote for you.
won't vote for him.
General
in
election.
the general elections.
Yeah.
You get it? But when you have delegates from all these groupings and the person wins, it doesn't generate too much. Yes, because disappointment will come.
Yeah.
But they don't see themselves because it's tribal thing.
Yeah.
There is always this issue of superiority, inferiority.
Yeah.
We have been marginalized, we have been maligned. Even if that tribe, the worst part is if that tribe already is a minority, their vote is gone. Because they see themselves as never going to have the opportunity to have our person.
So they would rather
The
abstain.
other issue also comes with competence. Let me tell you, I have experienced a situation where popularity does not give opportunity for the most competent people to represent. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Somebody could be the most, excuse me, the drunkard in town. You understand? But the most popular
Yeah.
in town.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you say everybody should vote, because he's the most popular, people are going to vote for him without looking whether he's competent enough to hold the position for which they are voting for him.
Yeah.
But delegates sometimes do the critical analysis of the persons and take a decision.
Right.
I have seen situations where people have even influenced delegates more than their opponents, but the delegates have voted for their opponents because they saw that there is something more in that opponent than the person who gave them so much money. We saw an example somewhere in Ashanti region. I don't know whether it is Kumewu area or something, where a DC or somebody gave delegates money.
Oh, the one who went back for yes, that's drubbing.
Yeah, he gave the money, all right, but the people saw that he hasn't got what it takes to. You understand?
Yeah.
So all these things sometimes, but when you open it up, it's good for our democracy. It's good, but the challenges involved, apart from the pressure, the stress on individual participants and the party logistically. This also could open up for people with the big pockets to win, because if I cannot logistically, I'm hampered. I cannot go to almost every branch, every community across the country, and Eric has more money. He will do that, and so it means that he will have the opportunity over me. But maybe I will be more competent in representing the people than him. But the system will not give me the opportunity because I don't have the car, I don't have 4-wheel he has to be able to go to almost every community, every town. I don't have the sort of substance to say every community I go to, Munyi Wefantun. So as for those ones, whether you like it or not, even those who are not seeking political office, when they visit their communities, their villages,
also Jacquine.
So Jacquine. It's something that practically we should see that is going to present us. So like Eric is saying, I think it is time for the political parties. The judgment has come. It is time for the political parties to sit down apolitically and look at what are the things when they put in place in line with this judgment will make the political parties stronger and also eliminate the things that the Supreme Court judgment is seeking to cure.
Right.
Because it is not something that can be done just in a flash. I hear that we should do this within a year. It's practically impossible. I don't think it's possible that it could be done within a year because the sort of logistical challenges that the parties already face. Like you said, this may call for the argument that, political parties say we don't have the ability, we don't have the resources to be able to do what the Supreme Court is asking for. So the state should now come in and fund political parties at the expense of hospitals, at the expense of schools, roads, and other social infrastructure needs. Looking at our development, are we going to prioritize funding of political parties over these societal and social infrastructure needs? Well, I also think that if you have an enduring political system, it harnesses developmental activities. But then, for priority, I would think that the state must use money for something else. And for now, let's see how we can really be able to practically use our own systems and regulations to insulate the political parties' processes from this unbridled, let me say, bribery and corruption of the system. That is how I see it.
Eric, on the issue of the political party funding and all, you know, one of the things the Supreme Court put in there is for card-bearing members. If we should go by the general perception that a card-bearing member in good standing is one who has paid their dues up to date. And if we go by the data you guys have been throwing at us, we have 4 million MPP supporters, we have 3 million, 4 million NDC supporters. If all of them have paid dues up to date, even if your dues is 1 CD a month, that means you're making 4 million CDs a month in dues. In 2 months, that's 8 million CDs. Can the parties look internally, come up with a system where the party organizes these primaries for the candidates?
No, but
is that feasible?
So I think that there's
I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Eric, do you, Nana, do you know that there are people in this country who do not make 1 CD a day?
True.
So how are those who are going to pay their dues?
But you just mentioned that the candidates can also pay.
That is it.
So I have no challenge with an organic, natural, setting and how it develops.
So
right?
the party fixes
now,
a date,
the party,
all candidates should
I might sound a bit too if you like, detached. But you're a member of a political party,
Yeah.
an organization. These same people who would say that, oh, I don't have 5 cedis to pay, are joining all sorts of groups.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to incur the displeasure of it, but they are paying dues and all sorts of things, which they are happy with.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? No, so if you're minded by the fact that you want to be a member of a political party, then you have to allow an organic. You see, I believe strongly. I'm not talking for my party. I honestly believe that some of our challenges, as a result of the settings and the machinations and everything, you have to, at a point, get to a ground zero and allow an organic resetting of the process. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if there are 200 people in a community who are determined to be members of a political party and they're going to go by the rules that are predetermined, so be it. What's the point in making them 2,000 because somebody wants to become a member of parliament? Then basically we go back to the same issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you that's what I'm saying? Then the reason why the delegate system probably might have failed is because the understanding of what a delegate should do was never ever explained. The delegate, I mean, the definition of delegate itself is that you are doing that on behalf of a group,
Exactly.
Yeah.
a designated group, right? So you are a delegate in maybe, for argument purposes, Abompe post office. Before you go and cast your ballot, you have to have a meeting with the people
within
there.
Abompe.
And so that is how the delegate system works. You understand? So maybe there are, in that polling station, there are about 40 members. Oh, Ocherekwa Kotuabao, you know, who are we voting for? Then those people will tell you that, oh, as for us, we want Eric Chum, for argument, maybe 25 of them, 26 of them. What it means is that when you go, you are going to cast a ballot based on what the majority of the people
Exactly.
have said.
From
It's not
that,
your
from that,
individual-
It is not
you are on behalf
you are a
of-
delegate. So even the last presidential primary, we had challenges with issues to do with proxy.
Yeah.
If you are a delegate from, let's say, for example, the US, for example, and then now you are giving your vote to another person, so you are a delegate has now delegated and a responsibility. And you guys are the lawyers, and some of us kicked against it. It's like it makes no logical sense, right? So you are coming and casting the ballot on behalf of your polling station. So now you are listening and you have a certain idea of where the majority of the people want this vote to go. Not an individual sitting in a room somewhere collecting, I saw the Daily Guide one, eggs, right, and making a decision that, and they see the exercise as just going to put their hand on the ballot. So the implications of that particular decision is even lost on them. You understand? So the person goes, cast the ballot within 2-3 months. Oh, you know, and, you know, you can ask all the same people. Somebody has won a primary, has won an election, and nobody voted for the person.
Exactly.
Yet the person has won. So for me, I think that is one of the things. The other thing about funding is you have to use, that's just what I'm saying, that the political parties have to be innovative. You have to use other ways of funding your political party. There are people who are founding members. There are people who have had appointments. You understand? Even in our party, there are people who had appointed under Buzia. Some of them are still around. They had Buzia's appointment. They had Kufuor's appointment, Akufo-Addo's appointment. They are waiting for Bawumia's appointment. So you do not expect the polling station executive in Abompe, for example, to pay the same amount of dues as this person who had been an ambassador, a minister, and all of that, members of parliament. But we need to
But what's the current system?
But that's just what I'm saying.
The issue is that our laws also does not give right to discrimination.
No, we are not discriminating. I'm saying that. I'm saying that for the party, right, the onus, I mean, in terms of responsibility, whatever, should be graduated so that you know that if you've been a, let's say, for argument purposes,
By virtue of privilege.
an energy minister.
So we say a minimum of this amount,
and then we get
of dues.
so the apart from the dues, there's contributions and donations,
Okay.
which is actually captured in our.
So NDC, for
Constitution,
example,
you
we have
understand?
2 different membership: the ordinary membership, and then those who have gold card, platinum card, this
right,
because they pay more
Yes.
than the ordinary.
Ordinary.
You understand?
Right. And so
But
then,
the same.
I mean, it's not like that, but then our constitution actually spells out contributions and donations. Some people even, listen, if somebody, for example, gives their home for the party to hold a meeting, a constituency for over a period, that is a contribution. Imagine going around
If
the
you are going
country
to rent.
looking for locations and venues to even hold meetings. There are places that are asking even for 13,000 cedis to host a meeting. You understand? So all of these contributions should be captured, and it becomes a basis for knowing that these people are part of a political party. But asking the state to fund, my challenge is that if you have, we have our two major political parties.
Yeah.
Then we also have other parties and everything. What is the basis for even
And how do we make the allocation?
the
Based on
allocation, the size of the party, you know, so I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that will be the challenge. But if there are being innovative ways where the government can probably even assist with the setting up of a database, or you can, in other jurisdiction, your voter ID card, whilst you go and register, you can make an indication that you're a member of a political party. You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody is a voter in Minnesota, for example, it's captured that I'm a Democrat.
Right.
I'm independent. I'm this. So you can, I mean, the technology does exist. If we are going to use it, that's also another matter. But I'm quite iffy with the state funding political parties, right? In terms of the process, let's say election day, the EC aspect and all of that, maybe the state can do that because then there's a direct interaction with the Electoral Commission. You understand what I'm saying? But if it happens that the state has to actually give resources and funds directly to the political party, that would be a challenge. But if during the primary process and the state say that instead of political parties now paying the EC, right, as part of the national budget, every year we would infuse that into the national budget so that the state takes the Electoral Commission aspect of the process. Maybe it works, but to fund the entire process and all of that, I don't know, especially a country like this.
Eric touched on something very significant. In certain jurisdictions, delegates cannot abuse the trust that the people have given them. So your vote is known.
Right.
So before you go as a delegate, if Eric was a delegate, there's a meeting between Eric and the people he's representing.
True.
And they will assess all the candidates and say, we are voting for this person. So, Eric, you have a mandate as a delegate to go and vote for Mr. A. When Eric goes to vote, everybody in that will know how he voted.
Exactly.
You understand? So that also, in a way, is able to control the abuse. So the person is not representing on his own, so he will demand something from Nana and do otherwise.
Right.
You understand? Because the constituents monitor how he exercised that mandate he was given.
Yeah.
But here, our system says we vote is secret.
It's a secret ballot.
So
a delegate's vote cannot be a secret ballot.
yes,
It cannot.
because you are representing me. So I say, go and do this. You cannot go and use your own whims and caprice to decide what you want to do. So I think we must. This calls for, as we have said before, this calls for calibrating the system we've operated for some time and seeing from the experiences we've had with the delegate system and the universal adult suffrage as practiced by the NDC in 2016, we look at all the issues and try and fashion out a much more workable solution which will help. In as much as I agree with the judgment, there are obvious challenges that it presents. And I'm saying that, look, the toll on aspirants and parliamentary candidates is more than the delegate system.
Right.
The parliament people will now have to look for money. More money.
More money.
Yes, it will cost more than the delegate system. Let me give a practical example so that ordinary person will know. With this delegate system, let us say Eric says he's providing them with transport. So each delegate from a constituency, if there's 30 people, he's providing them transport, 1,000 cities each. That is 30,000.
30,000. Yeah.
Now, by this ruling, practically, Eric will have to go to the 276 branches in that constituency.
Yeah.
You understand? Assuming for every branch he goes there, are water, chairs, canopy, PA system. You understand? Refreshment. Because maybe a meeting will drag. He has to provide them. He has to provide them with some refreshment.
Right.
When he finishes and he's leaving, now Uja what he's saying. If you put all together, it may end up to about 100,000.
True.
Multiplied by the number of branches. You understand? It is, and you see that one. There's even an additional thing. When you go to that community or that branch, you have to go to the chief. You have to go to the party elder. You have to go to separately before you go to even sit down with the members of the party. All these
you have to write for police security and all.
All this cost, your fuel, all these things will add up to the cost of elections in this country, and it will put a toll on parliamentary candidates and presidential candidates. And I think we must practically look at that also in considering the viability of this judgment. I don't have any problem if we build sustainable system and we are able to.
That can also work if you don't do primaries every 4 years.
Oh yeah, I agree with you perfectly.
Because I mean,
in US they don't do that.
Primaries
even in UK they don't do that.
I'm saying it coming from someone who actually wants to, but I'm thinking about it. How is that even sustainable? Whereby there's so much attrition, the churn in Parliament, and the attrition, and it's so like
Eric said.
That's what I'm saying. So if the person, it can be obvious. There's a trend. It shows that in 2016 you got 65%. In 2020 you got 54. Now you have 51%. Right? We are not going to give the constituency to you just like that. Let's activate a primary to see if really you're still popular.
Exactly.
And you can convince the people that you can represent them, because you're representing the people at the end of the day. If you win, fair enough. Somebody else comes in, then they have an opportunity.
Right.
If you do that ahead of time, you understand? Let's say today people are already lacing their boots. If you do that, it will not work.
Yeah.
They will think that the party, but if you do that ahead of time, you say, okay, in 2028 or 2030 in the election cycle, the party is putting together a system which says that these are the processes. Every constituency is put in a certain, you have green, red, yellow, orphan constituencies and all of that. This is the basis for these things. And our constitution, even as a political party, says that the party sponsors a candidate.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you do it, and you do it,
maybe there's another provision that once you have been in parliament for 4 terms, automatically.
there are things that you can put in place.
What Eric is saying, I see the wisdom in it. You know something? It will reduce the attrition rate in parliament.
Yeah.
Because I've seen wonderful people come to parliament, and then the next year they go and lose primaries in their constituency. Meanwhile, those people have began to contribute very well to the decision making and also the debates in parliament. So they will be, you can say that they have the potential to become very good parliamentarians. But because of sustainability, they are unable to do, because they are not first term. He's not able to. You see, if you look at US, people have been in parliament for 40 years. 40. You understand? Because of this environment.
Right.
It provides them for the opportunity to contribute. Recently, one died. Is it Graham? Lindsey Graham. Look at the way both sides, talk about him. Schumer is one of the people that people are eulogizing because of his contribution to the development of the legislature in the US. So it gives people. I was sad when Chieben Sabosu, for example, says it was getting out of parliament.
Yeah.
Let me be frank with you. Chieben Sabosu, former MP for Akropong, Boafo, lecturer, their contribution to legislative drafting in parliament You have no idea. For example, as a minister, when I was championing the National Sports Authority bill, all the work was done for me by Chairman Sabonsu. We spent nights in his office going through the clauses and all those things. That helped reduce the time for consideration.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
There are people who are gifted when it comes to drafting,
Yeah.
and they help in the parliamentary work. Assuming that person comes in within a term too, he specializes in drafting, and then the next parliamentary
He loses
he
primaries.
loses primaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are not only depriving him of the opportunity, we are depriving the whole nation of, and parliament first year, second year, third year. By the time you spend 3 years in parliament within a term, the sort of exposure you get, the knowledge you acquire, you can never acquire it in any classroom. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
In fact, parliamentary practice should even be a grounds for award of degrees. I'm telling you, because you get to know so much. I didn't know anything about constitutional legislative drafting until I went to parliament. You understand? And the funny thing people say, delete, insert, delete. You know, but it's entertaining, but it's also knowledgeable.
Indeed.
You get to know why certain words are not permitted in a
Exactly.
clause and all those things.
Yeah.
Sometimes become an English class.
Yeah.
You can't use this word. We can have to use this word. We'll
Because it will
debate
change
over
the
it.
meaning of
Yes,
that.
yes.
Exactly.
Because a
Right.
meaning, another meaning of a word may legally not be right for the sort of law you want to draft.
Exactly.
So all these things are things. So I think we should find ways, like I was saying, so that it will strengthen the legislature and help us make people find it as a profession more than a place of just passing through and also making money.
Very well, very well. Let me take a quick break here. I've seen your messages, but I need to take a break. When I come back, I'll read them and then we'll move on to the second matter from the Supreme Court yesterday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I think most people need to know about oral cancer and oral cancer screening.
So oral cancers are deadly. They come late, which means by the time we're catching them, they're in grade 4 and we lose them. Best way to solve this is to catch them early, so we need to screen them more often. What do you guys do as hygienists?
So usually on the first visit, when our patients come in, we do a visual exam. So we'll palpate your neck, we'll check your lips, your tongue. We'll use a special light called an oral ID to detect abnormal tissues. We're looking for things like red patches, white patches that don't heal.
Normal. But I mean, by the time we realize it's too late, so once the oral ID picks it up, we may have to biopsy and make sure you are clear. And if it comes out good, fine, we're happy. If it doesn't, we start treatment very early.
Important that people are coming in at least every 6 months to get those things checked, especially since there are no symptoms. You may not know something's going on in your mouth until you come in for your dental visit.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Trunk. Ube du suku, ne
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPal. EduPal? Yes, EduPal. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupacgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPac, approved and supported by GES.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're looking into the matters of the rulings from the Supreme Court yesterday. Some of your messages have come in. Let me quickly run through them, and then we go on to the matter of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. This one says, "Good morning. I am Eben from Kwabinya. Good news to all registered and good standing members of political parties. I believe all dues paying members of political parties will be happy for the 5-2 decision taken by the Supreme Court justices. Time will tell if those refusing to pay dues will backtrack. Tomorrow is really pregnant." And then he says, regards to the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Debra, Honorable Peter Kwesi Mensah of Tama Shipyard, and the Honorable MCE Agbo of Ga East. Good morning. I am Okain from Bantama in the Sene West District. I sincerely hope political parties do not respond to the growing cost of elections by introducing excessively high membership fees and dues under the guise of raising funds for the electoral process. Such a move will create financial barriers to political participation, preventing many low-income citizens and marginalized groups from joining and contributing to their parties. Democracy is strengthened when participation is inclusive, not when it is reserved for those who can afford to pay. It could encourage favoritism, tribalism, and the selection of candidates based on personal or ethnic connections rather than merit. Tete from Sunyani says, I don't agree with the Supreme Court decision because the political parties in Ghana cannot generate enough money to finance their internal election. My regards to Hajia Samira Sule, the incoming Bono Regional Women's Organizer. So Tete from Sunyani sent that one in. This one says, good morning to Channel 1 TV and good morning to Honorable Eric Chum and Honorable Neil Lante. Please tell Honorable Lante to parcel that beautiful shirt and send to me. And he says because it is designed with MPP colors.
Oh, what is the MPP colors? Oh, this is brown. This is not.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
All right. I mean, there are several issues regarding this ruling, but we need to make progress with the conversations. There's one that has to do with whether or not the parties might be tempted to even increase filing fees as a way of generating money for elections, and what implications it will have on potential candidates and or what. I'm sure as time goes on, we'll get to speak more on some of these issues. But let's look at the other ruling from the court yesterday, the one that has to do with the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the court's pronouncement that indeed the OSP can go ahead with its prosecutions. However, the Attorney General can truncate these prosecutions. Honorable, quick thoughts on this.
Well, let me say this. The Attorney General and the OSP, in as much as I was in Parliament and various arguments were raised on the creation of the Office of the OSP, I am one of the apostles of the fight against corruption. And I said, I debated for the creation of the office. I also took active part in the consideration of the legislation and offered my little advice. I'm not a lawyer, so that day was a field day for the lawyers, but the little law I learned for the faculty helped in also debating on the issue. let me say this. It was a good initiative. We've all cried about corruption and corruption-related activities of mostly public officials. I wouldn't say politicians, public officials, because there are people who are not active politicians but holding public office and misconduct themselves in a way and manner that is even more grievous, that is even more gargantuan than that the politicians have always been accused of. So it was good to be able to help this country curtail the losses that always we incur as a result of misapplication, obvious stealing and thievery of public officials. So it was a good idea. The current Attorney General played a very significant role in crafting the law. He raised certain objections, especially this particular issue of prosecutorial powers of the office of the OSP. He argued that time that he thinks that the prosecutorial authority of the Attorney General, as enshrined in the Constitution, will raise a difficulty if we enhance the office of the OSP with the same prosecutorial powers. There was back and forth, and finally we agreed and gave some power to the office of the OSP. We thought that the office of the OSP should be autonomous, should be independent, and have the right to do that, because they thought that office of the OSP will help at least expose certain things that the Attorney General, being part of the executive, wouldn't want to do. Born out of the experience that people felt it would be difficult for an Attorney General and Minister of Justice to reprimand and subject to criminal proceedings his fellow or colleague in executive position.
Exactly.
So we felt that OSP will have that authority to do that, because the OSP is not part of the executive. So that was one of the issues that came into the debate. And we also, but we saw that within the past year or so, there has been situations that called for people even arguing that the office of the OSP was not necessary, because people have lost a lot of confidence in his ability to prosecute cases the way we anticipated. People thought he's delaying, he's also relaxing some things, and people even said he was talking too much, and he himself did not help matters when he went singing Ankwanoma. You understand? So all these gave this thing for people to agitate for the withdrawal of the prosecutorial powers of the and he protested. It's good somebody went to court, and I said the Supreme Court has taken a decision, but I'm a bit confused about the decision that have been taken, and I think I will wait for the judgment to be able to read and understand what went into it. Because if you say the OSP has power to prosecute cases of corruption and corruption related, but the Attorney General has the authority by the Constitution to curtail or stop a prosecution, then what are we saying?
Basically saying that the OSP has prosecutorial powers, but those powers are on behalf of the Attorney General.
That is what the Constitution says. The Constitution says that OSP will prosecute on the advice and permission of the Attorney General. And I thought that was enough. I thought that was enough. So the OSP does its investigation, concludes the investigation, establish a case of prima facie, and then goes to Attorney General, put the doctor before Attorney General, go ahead and prosecute. Then that is what I expected the system to do, because that is what I thought the Constitution meant. But because of the heat that was generated between the Office of the Attorney General and Office of the OSP, the Attorney General felt that, look, let me use what the real interpretation of the Constitution is, that the mandate is mine. I only delegate it to him. So he cannot prosecute without my this. That is what I thought. The judgment of the Supreme Court says yes, the OSP has the power and authority to prosecute corruption and corruption-related, investigate and prosecute corruption and corruption-related offenses. But the Attorney General has the power to declare a null prosequi on any of these cases. I'm confused. As a law student, I don't understand. Because law says you cannot approbate and reprobate. So he has the power. But that power at any point in time can be taken away from him. You understand? So assuming there's a situation where the OSP decided to prosecute a case against me, are we saying as the case is going on, the Attorney General reserves the right to go to the court and file a motion of null prosequi to discontinue the case that the OSP is having against me?
You can go and report to the OSP, to the Attorney General. The Attorney General can request the case file from the OSP, look into it and tell him that he has no merit.
So what sort of confusion? What sort of confusion are we creating? I see a situation where it will lead to further clashes between the two officers.
OSP and
if there is no synergy between the officers, if they don't work together as a team, or vested with the agenda of prosecuting people who are involved in corruption and corruption-related cases in this country, I think we'll ask for further clarification. I normally, when the Supreme Court gives judgments like this, they give further orders. But in this particular instance, I've not seen any further order that have been given by the Supreme Court, and I think it opens up the avenue for further misunderstanding and clashes between the two. I would just pray that the two people will sit down, and they are all very fine lawyers. I was on a appointment committee when we were vetting the OSP, and Professor Dominic Ayine was one of the people who argued vehemently for Kissi Agyabin to be approved, because he thought Kissi Agyabin was good, could do the job. He has worked with him before, and he thinks he has whatever it is, he qualifies. Ayine came to us and talked to us, give us a brief about Kissi Agyabin. So I think the two of them are good friends. They can sit down with their understanding. They are all former lecturers of the law. So the two of them can sit down and see how they can traverse these particular possible bumps that have been created, and then make us have a very congenial atmosphere to prosecute people who are found to have misappropriated themselves or misconducted themselves in office.
Very well. Eric, I mean, it's clear the ruling on the prosecutorial powers of the OSP. What is not clear, which I'm also not sure was a question to be answered by the Supreme Court, is the independence of the OSP.
Well, I think that apart from that, the relief that were being sought was to even question the constitutionality of the OSP. And that was established by the Supreme Court that it's constitutional, it's duly formed, it went through the processes like you said and everything. And so that in itself is significant. And I mean, everybody in this country has been able to, even on a cursory look, see that as some kind of schism between the AG and the OSP. Some of the public commentary does not help. But then what's the basis for even the setting up of the OSP to start with? Because there's all this hue and cry about corruption and why we need a dedicated institution to fight it. I, in principle, did not think that it was necessary, because we have the institutions that are supposed to do that. But then, based on previous experiences, I think that President Akufo-Addo felt that if we're able to do that, then it would focus on fighting corruption, especially when it comes to public officials and appointees and all of that. So that was done in good faith. But a bigger argument has always been decoupling the office of the AG and the Minister of Justice. Which is the challenge, you know, so you can, you know, sometimes in this country, if you're not careful, you will get into trouble, right? And and some of the examples and the reason why we're still struggling with this, the OSP and everything. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it can be the case that if you have an AG in government, you have an independent OSP. Can you imagine that the OSP waking up tomorrow and saying that for argument purposes, I'm going to charge a current cabinet minister with something, and then the AG allowing the process to go through? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kidding ourselves. I mean, sometimes some of these things. So if we are really minded by the issues to do with corruption and fighting corruption and everything, then it requires a clear distinction, decoupling of the AG's department
from the Ministry of
from
Justice.
Ministry of Justice. So now the Ministry of Justice does all the things and it advises, and the president has his legal consultants and all of that. They do all the things, the legal advisor and everything. And then the AG's responsibility, who is an independent AG, is truly independent. That is what pertains in most jurisdictions. That's the best practice.
So, if I understand you, we decouple, then the ministry becomes a political or an executive appointment.
Exactly.
Then the AG is independent.
Yes, because that's, I mean, people who have more wisdom than I have, legal brains, and I have preferred this solution, right? However, we went through a whole process instead of actually having some kind of consensus, a political one, and do that decoupling. We went through a whole process of actually forming an OSP, which is still being resisted by the same. I'm using for argument purposes. The constitution is making it difficult for this same OSP to thrive.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So for long-term planning, for future considerations, and for us to be truly, I mean, independent of the government, right? Then it means that decoupling has to be done. We need to bring that argument back to the fore, right? Because what this ruling from the Supreme Court, what it does is still the same thing. I'll give you examples. AG comes, I know it's a bit political, right? AG comes, he says that, all the appointees that were being tried in the previous administration, the Collins, Dowda, whatever, he's filing a nolle prosequi, and he's gone ahead to even start new corruption cases. You know what I'm saying? You can make the argument for it. The Attorney General holds the prerogative to do whatever it is that they want. But there's a moral side of the conversation, there's an ethical side of the conversation, and there's an illegal side of the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So imagine that this particular arrangement has happened in other jurisdictions elsewhere. There will be like total chaos. So let's have, my view, a proper conversation as to how we have this architecture. And I think that the Supreme Court also did extremely well, because if somebody is questioning the prosecutorial powers of the OSP, what happens to the other security agencies who are also engaged in Yoko and all of those things? Then basically you're opening a can of worms. You understand what I'm saying? So the bigger conversation, it's almost as if that in this country we skirt around the issues, we put plaster on something that is supposed to, you need a surgical, you understand, to do it, and then hope that it would fix the problem. You understand? But it's I still, even though the Supreme Court has come, I do not see any way forward on this thing, because it takes, I mean, you have this current relationship between the AG and the OSP. It will be another government in the future. You have different personalities. They will clash. There will be issues. There will be issues to do with undermining and who is usurping whose powers and all of that. So let's fix it once and for all.
Very well, very well. I think I get what you're saying, and if really we're going to be sincere with ourselves, honest with ourselves, and make the AG's department an independent office.
See, in the US, for example, we have the Department of Justice, and we have the special prosecutor. In serious cases, for example, when Biden was in office, there was a special prosecutor who was prosecuting his son. For abuse of office and for corruption. there was a special prosecutor who was prosecuting Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Even up to today, there is a special prosecutor who's looking into certain actions of Donald Trump. And recently, he lost a case. You understand? He lost a case. So when you have that autonomy, it strengthens the institution to be able to fight the same issues, decadence that you want to cure. And like Eric said, I think that the argument has always been separation. I remember as far back as when I'm talking about between 1986 89 when I was at the university. There was serious issues. There was serious issues. There was a whole session at the University of Ghana, which was addressed by certain people. Vladimir Chudanso was one. The late Professor Jechi was another. I sat in that thing and it addressed the issue of the need to separate the Ministry of Justice from the Attorney General's department. You know, various governments. I'm talking about 1986 to 89. I don't remember the particular year, but I think it's around 87 when we had that seminar at the law faculty and all those things. Professor Kumado was part of the, and they talk about the need for this separation. We've talked about it, but I don't know, Ghana, as Eric said, we only talk about the good things, but implementing them becomes a problem. So even in crafting the OSC, I will suggest that now that we have the Constitutional Review Commission work coming up, I don't know whether it touched on the issue of the separation of the justice. If it touched on, then we should look at that issue. We should use this opportunity to cure that particular disease once and for all. Once we do that, then do we look at the law on the OSP? How do we strengthen the law as it's captured now to give it the sort of immunity, independence, and autonomy that we are looking for to strengthen its arms in dealing with any issue of corruption or corruption related that relates to everybody in this country? You understand me? Then the Minister of Justice can be there and do his duty as is supposed to do. And then all this shuffling and hustling will be done with. Because to me, seriously speaking, I've tried to understand the judgment. And I have not, unless I'm that dumb in appreciating the language that was couched there. Because I can see a paper, even one of the papers saying AFC does what? I saw when I was coming, I was listening to Richard Sky and Godfrey Akotobuafo saying it's like being given something with the right hand and taking it with the left. That is what it looks like. And I think any judgment of the sort that raises more question for people, it's not a good judgment. To me, I'm not criticizing the judgment of the Supreme Court, but I'm saying that it has given us more to ask, more questions to ask. Because we're going to go into a labyrinth now. We don't know whether we should go left or right as far as this thing is concerned. And that is a confusion to all of us. But the legal people are there, they will resolve it and see. But I think that it's good that we have not put a closure to the Constitutional Review Commission. We should look at the opportunity that we have within that window to resolve this. It's a difficult situation for all of us. Eric said something, and let me ask, how would it seem right now if the OSP decides that Neil Van Napoy has been involved in corruption? So he's going to prosecute me. My relationship, friendship, closeness with Ayine will make it very difficult for him practically to sit down and allow me to be prosecuted by the OSP. You see, so
that's the reality.
That is a reality. We must look at it.
Sometimes when these things happen, we make it political, partisan, because the NDC is in power and everything. We also had an opportunity. We promised it. Some of it was in our manifestos and everything. We didn't fix it, right? So going forward, I believe that it has to be fixed. Otherwise, we would go back. I mean, it becomes like a circus, right? And a vicious cycle. It never ends. We fix it once and for all.
Yeah, very well. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. They say time runs fast when you're having fun. It's been a great conversation this morning, especially on the two rulings. I was hoping we could touch briefly on the Excise Bill 2026 as passed by Parliament, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. We'll find time to engage in this conversation. But thank you to the Honorable Neelanti Vanderpoy. Thank you to Eric Echum. And thank you also for your messages and for joining us. But Chris Carter and Wahab Abdul Razak are standing by to take you through the rest of the program. But please be informed that at 1 p.m. today, we'll take you to the Jubilee House, where the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritenga Ayene, is expected to present the government's position paper on the constitutional review.
What if your ideas could shape the future of education in Ghana? If you were a brilliant pre-secondary student aged 11 to 15, this is your moment to shine. Welcome to the Literacy Challenge 2026, the national literacy competition that celebrates young thinkers, great writers, and future leaders. This year's challenge is all about artificial intelligence and education. The topic: in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence (AI) in education. Advise on how Ghana can effectively integrate AI into basic schools to improve teaching and learning, while ensuring that students in rural and underserved communities are not left behind. Remember, your essay must be in your own handwriting, must be endorsed by a parent, guardian or teacher, and include your full contact details. Submit your entry by Thursday, 30th July 2026 at the front desk of Channel 1 TV or PO Box GP 14123 Accra Central. Stand a chance to win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a laptop, and earn the title of Ghana's most outstanding all-round pre-secondary student. For more information, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2026 is powered by City FM with support from Channel 1 TV. And it's proudly sponsored by Prospectus Ghana Limited, SIC Insurance, and Advocates Publishing. Looking for everything made in Ghana, all in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation, and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creators, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality, connect with industry leaders and innovators, experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Call 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973 to register. Come explore, come connect, come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN. This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence.
In Biggie's house, there's no place to hide. The energy can swing in an instant. Only the biggest moves tip the scale because nothing is given, but everything is for the taking. Will you step up and take the spotlight? Big Brother Naija Season 11 starts Sunday, July 26th, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Headline sponsor, Bet Power.
All right, good morning. It's a beautiful morning and it's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. As you all know, Nana Tufo-Boateng started the show with his panel as they broke down some of the topics that are shaping the nation politically. But we are going to be taking you from now till 11 a.m., bringing you the best of information, entertainment, and even today is Thursday, of course. And when it's Thursday, we get to talk about your health. So we want you to stay tuned and enjoy the show. My name is Chris Carter.
And I am Wahab Abdurazak. Always a pleasure to join you at this time. So do not go anywhere. We have an insightful show for you ahead in the next 2 hours. So stick and stay with us here on Channel 1 Television. We're going to start the show, but before then, it's very important that we know how the weather is going to look like in the day. So let's check out the weather forecast for today. So this is an 18-hour forecast for Ghana, valid from 6 a.m. today, 30th July 2026. So this is a summary of the weather, how it's going to look like. So from this morning, it will be cloudy up north. That is the weather today. It will be slight. There'll be slight rain and drizzle, and it's likely to go over areas along the coast, while thunderstorm or rain are expected over part of the transition and northern sectors. Mostly cloudy conditions are expected to prevail across the country as well. Early this morning, mist or fog is also expected over a few coastal, forested and mountainous areas, leading to reduced visibility. As the day unfolds, sunny breaks with periodic cloudiness and is anticipated across most parts of the country. And also, there is a chance of thunderstorm or rain affecting few areas within the middle, transition and northern sectors from late afternoon into the evening. And also, the state of the sea will be rough as well. This is from the Ghana Meteorological Agency, bringing us the weather updates for today. So let's adhere to them. If you have no business out there, it's better you stay home. And if you do too, because the visibility is going to be quite low, so you must be on guard so that we don't hear any unfortunate thing. And you can get more updates from the Ghana Meteorological Agency on their social media handles on X, formerly Twitter, they are at Ghana Met, and Facebook. On YouTube, they are Ghana Meteorological Agency. They also have a WhatsApp channel, which is GhanaMeteo.agency. On TikTok, they are Ghana_Met_official. And alternatively, you can also upload some weather app on your phone to be getting more updates on how the weather would look like in order to plan your day appropriately. Chris,
yes,
we back again.
Yeah, we're back again.
To give them a show.
Yeah. And you know, I think it's very important to adhere to the weather because clearly yesterday it drizzled all day. And also thankful. I'm very, very thankful to the weather yesterday because of the electricity situation yesterday. It was not just it.
Yeah.
It was not just it because it kept going off and on. Some people were like totally off for a while. But I'm also very thankful that to the team of Gridco. They tried. They tried to at least give us light to sleep.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
So you slept with light?
Oh, I slept with some electricity. Yeah, but it came back late. It came back late. Like when
it's unfortunate. Some areas are still not having lights as at now.
I said this morning it went off. I said this morning it still went off. So I think work is still ongoing. So we just keep our fingers crossed and hopefully everything goes back to normal. But then let's get into our reminders of the day. And I'm sure you're going to be starting with the Northern Business Fair.
Yes, so we're still thanking our patrons, our exhibitors, our partners who joined us at the Tamale Jubilee Park last Saturday and Sunday. It was massive there. It was massive. We turned the Tamale Jubilee Park to a one-stop center, shopping center for anything made in Ghana, and particularly produced in the 5 northern regions and even beyond. It was just amazing. The goal was just one, to expose, to depict the economic potential that northern Ghana has to offer, and we achieved that. We didn't do that alone. We want to say a big thank you to our sponsors who came on board, joined forces with us to pull up that amazing exhibition at the Tamale Jubilee Park on last Saturday and Sunday. So a very big thank you to EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. We also want to say a big thank you to the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, to Ghana Exports Promotions Authority, GEPA. We say a very big thank you to you as well. Not Shore Apparel, and that is an indigenous, company based in the northern region. They said, no, this is a good cause. Let's join Channel 1 Television and City FM to bring up the Northern Business Fair 2026. And they did just that. It was amazing. Thank you very much, North Shore Apparel, and also SIC Insurance PLC. Thank you very much, educating the vendors, the entrepreneurs, the SMEs on, the importance of insurance, having insurance, no matter how minute, small your business would look like. Yes, it's important to have some backup in times of risks and atrocities. At least you have something to rely on. Thank you very much to all our sponsors and to the exhibitors, the businesses who put up. Yes, this couldn't have been successful without you showing up. We want to say a big thank you to you as well. It was interesting, very, very beautiful. But we have another exhibition coming up this month.
Yeah, we actually have another exhibition coming up, and this is the This Is Ghana exhibition, one of the biggest that ever happens in the country, and you definitely don't want to miss it, because if you're an SME, an entrepreneur, a business that has an innovation or service or product that you want the world to see, especially if it's made in Ghana, in fact, from every industry, you can actually showcase right here, from automobile to fashion to food, packaged food, by the way, packaged food, the finance sector, the tech sector, agriculture, education, and all that. As long as you are made in Ghana, you can come out here and show the world what you actually have. It's on the 29th to the 30th of August 2026 at the Efua Sutherland Children's Park, and it starts at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. And one thing you are going to love about this exhibition, apart from, selling or apart from showcasing what you have in terms of product, service, or innovation, you can actually also get to meet a lot of people that you can actually collaborate with in your business to move your business from one step to the next. So do well to call the number 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 if you want to be part of this. Like I said, this is an exhibition for local SMEs, startups, homegrown businesses, innovations, and indigenous corporate bodies of all industries. As long as the industry is here in Ghana and also the products or services are made in Ghana, you can come to the This is Ghana exhibition and showcase to the world. When I say to the world, I know it's happening here in Ghana, but because obviously it's organized by Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM, of course it's going to be live broadcasting. Everybody's going to be watching it from all over the world. It's going to also be streaming on the internet. So definitely people will get to see your products, not just on TV, but on the internet platforms too, or even social media platforms too. So do well and be part of it. You don't want to miss this opportunity. If you miss the Northern Business Fair, this is another chance for you to showcase what you have.
Yes, and a big thank you to our sponsors for that. MTN and EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Thank you very much to them for supporting us to come up with this one again. And it's free entry for our patrons. You don't have to worry about that.
All right, let's get to the literacy challenge. The literacy challenge is in the corner. And today is actually the last day.
Wow.
Last day for submission. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. That means you have a few hours to go. So if you still haven't submitted and you feel like you have your essay ready, you have till 5 p.m., especially if you're in Accra, you have till 5 p.m. to submit. So the literacy challenge, if you're wondering what's all about, this is not just a competition that actually tests your writing or thinking or reading skills, but it actually tests how you think outside the box and also how you can use your creative skills all in one. And this is for pre-secondary school students. So the topic for the entry essay, which I would say it's not pretty late if you haven't written, especially if you're in Accra, which if you can do it today and drop it at 5 p.m., you can still be part of it. Before 5 p.m., sorry. So the topic is, in not less than 600 words, write a letter to the Minister of Education as a youth consultant discussing the advantages and disadvantages of the use of artificial intelligence in basic schools to improve teaching and learning while ensuring that students in rural and undeserved communities are not left behind. Now, if you are from the ages of 11 to 15, this is actually for you. You can be part of it. Like I said, the deadline of submissions of all entries is Thursday. That is today, the 30th of July, 2026. At 5 p.m. So you still have some hours to go. Remember that this essay must be handwritten by participants. Add your full contact details. It must be endorsed by parents and guardians or teachers. Must be posted to the Literacy Challenge P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central, or delivered to Channel 1 TV premises right here at Tesano. I know this is the one that can be possible because of the time we are in right now. But if you want more information, if you want to say, where is Channel 1? Where is this? Or what can I do to still bring it before 5 p.m.? Call the number 0205-973-973. 0205-973-973. And the big prize to be won is 10,000 Ghana cedis and a laptop. And of course, the bragging right all year long. This is brought to you by City 97.3 FM in collaboration with Channel 1 TV. You definitely do not want to miss it. This is a chance for you to shine for your family, for your school, and for your region.
All right, so we're still reminding you that we are telling the stories of our amazing, community legends. Our community legends. So Channel 1 Television here, we only do not inform you we only do not educate you, but we tell your stories and empower change. And this is one of the ways in which we empower change in our various communities. So we started with 100 entries, and we reduced it, went through the stories, and now we have 10 amazing individuals that we really want their stories to be heard by the whole world. So we, Omar Sanda Amadou and Akosi Otre sits with these amazing individuals every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. on Channel 1 television. And we broadcast their impact, what they've been doing in their various communities to in their own little way, to effect some changes. Yes, we can do it when we join hands. As the government is trying, the various individuals in the communities are trying, but we also have some responsibility that we have to play as far as our communities are concerned. And that's what some of the things that these amazing individuals, 10 of them, that we are airing their story, is still on. So every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m., tune to Channel 1 television, and Omar Sanda Amadou and Akosi Otre sit with these individuals, bring their story to the spotlight.
All right. And also remember that if you want to buy a car, if you feel like now my money is ready for me to buy a car, or if you're planning to say, okay, I'm going to buy a car in the next future, this is an exciting one for you. And it's all about the Channel 1 TV in partnership with Zondatech coming together for the Auto Sale and Expo. This is where you get to discover different ranges of cars for yourself, for your company, and also for your, type of lifestyle that you live. Come to the Zondatech showroom at Jawolu from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. And you definitely do not want to miss any of this. That's going to be happening on the 13th and 14th of August, 2026. You're going to be seeing different ranges from, what you see on the screen to very high performing industrial cars. You have pickups, you have trucks, and you also have people who are going to be there for you to talk to if you're, say, confused about any spec that you see. And the exciting thing is not just about the expo, but you also get to have information when it comes to financing, because a lot of financial bodies are also going to be there to speak to you on how you can actually apply, or how they can actually come to help you when you want to get to any of this, especially when it comes to the financing part. And the Zondatech team will also be there. The insurance companies will also be there to help you with any questions or inquiries you have when it comes to insurance. I'm insuring your car, or insurance and cars. So yeah, this is an expo you definitely do not want to miss. It's going to be happening on the 13th and 14th of August, 2026. And it's all about the Auto Sale and Expo by Zondatech Ghana Limited in partnership with Channel 1 TV. And like I said, it's going to be happening at the Zondatech showroom, Jolu, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. Please call the number 0205-973-973 or 051-772-222 for any information.
All right, and the Blank Sense is still airing. The Blank Sense is a family drama series that we have produced for you here at Channel 1 Television. It's amazing, very relatable to our Ghanaian homes and even African homes by extension. So after the hard day's work, on Thursday, 7:30 p.m., you just have to sit back, relax, and tune to Channel 1 Television and enjoy that amazing drama series that we have for you. But if you miss it on Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. You can catch the repeat on Fridays, 11:30 a.m. On Saturdays, you can also get at 7 p.m. On Sundays, 4:30 p.m. On Tuesdays, 3 p.m. And on Wednesday, a day prior to a new episode, we bring it to you again at 5:30 p.m. It's very interesting. And if you haven't watched it before, make a date today. And we bring you another episode today, and you will enjoy it. And I'm not sure you would ever want to miss that amazing and insightful drama series that is a Channel 1 production. Channel 1, we know the produce speak. Yes. So don't miss it. Blank Sense, it airs every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shuto, Out Insecticide Spray, Everpack, and Lily Rice. Thank you very much to them for supporting us.
All right, and there you have it. These are some of the reminders that we are putting out to you for you to actually, tick it off on your calendar or save it on your phone reminder to remind you on those special days to either tune in or to prepare for the events that we have out there for you. Now it's time for us to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be looking into what's trending.
My line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Samacha Sapapadia to a mammy manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by, a man swing, and a sans of Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Every day, we make choices. Some big, some small.
How would you be doing today?
I want this or... Every day, we make choices. And sometimes, choices that shape our hearts.
Hi.
Whether it's a long-term or short-term decision. The Lydia Ranger gives you the power to truly decide. With Lydia, you truly decide.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to check out the trends, what everybody is buzzing about on social media, what everybody wants to contribute, especially when it comes to hot topics. And now we find some of these hot topics on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X, Snapchat, TikTok, and etc. Meaning if there's a new one that pops up, we're definitely going to find it too. All right, so let's get straight into it. And the big one, which is here in Ghana, is all about women's sports, and that is the 2026 WAFCON. And yesterday, the Black Queens actually beat Cape Verde 2-0, and it was an exciting one. So the Ghana Black Queens made the perfect start to their 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON campaign with a convincing 2-0 victory over tournament debutants that's Cape Verde in their Group D opener at the Moulay Rashid Stadium in Casablanca yesterday. An early strike from Doris Badua in the 6th minute and an own goal forced by Chantel Boye Oclair in the 53rd minute secured all 3 points for the Black Queens, who delivered a composed and disciplined performance in their quest for a maiden continental title. While Cape Verde showed early attacking intent, but Ghana's well-organized defense, marshaled by an alert Cynthia Conlan in goal, stood firm to deny the tournament newcomers any early scoring opportunities. And there you can see it from the Black Stars. I mean, Black Queens, sorry.
Yeah.
And I think they did a very good one there.
Yeah, they
so
did.
well done to them. And I think we should all support them and also have the same interest that we have for the men's football.
I think
and
that's
will encourage them in doing better.
That's an amazing opener because over the years, you know, Black Queens actually, they have consistently shown potential and how far they can push the women's football ahead if they are really supported. This alone tells us that we have to, you know, tilt the attention some more towards them again and support grassroots football because we're looking at some of the opening games in the WAFCON. For instance, in the last AFCON, they were beaten by South Africa 2-0. And now they've changed their history. They have beaten Cape Verde 2-0.
No, Cape Verde is pretty new. This is their first match.
But
and you know, you can't judge them by Cape Verde. Cape Verde is super new in the competition. That's one thing you must know. And that's what we also saw in men's football. When Cape Verde also joined
the World Cup.
You understand? So yeah, and I think we should rally behind them.
Yes,
that's
we
one thing
definitely
we
have
are
to do
supposed
that.
to do. We are supposed to rally behind them and also support women's football as much as we support the men's football. Because in women's football in the world, there are people that are doing pretty well. There are people that are doing pretty well. I know one from Canada. I can't even remember the name, but there's a very great player from Canada. There's also another one from America. And I think Spain or something like that. But in Africa, we also have very great players. I think from Morocco. Well, Nigeria has quite a few, but we need to rally behind them so they also stamp their names in the books of, you know, women's football.
Absolutely. And I think all that comes from supporting the grassroots because we cannot be celebrating wins on the podiums like this opener and all that if the foundation is not solid. It makes it very difficult for them to propel to stages like this, where we see their great potentials, where we see their performances and what they can really do. So yes, let's support, like you're saying, let's support the women's football just like we do for the men, the Black Stars and all that.
In fact, the way people are watching, the way people watch AFCON, the way people watch the men's World Cup is the way we should be excited about WAFCON. It's the way we should also go out there and say we outside watching, you understand, the Queens. So I think it's very important we do. That's the only way they can be motivated, honestly.
Yeah, so kudos Black Queens for that impressive performance yesterday against Cape Verde.
Yeah.
But let's check out some comment on that.
I hope Jordan Ayew is watching. And this is by Atinyako Philip 18.
Jordan too so far.
At Dogbe_Bennett, they play far, far better than the Black Stars. And Her Majesty Gracie said, through. At Seru 77, the girls are good, but they can't let it go into their heads. They have to learn how to convert good chances into goals because they definitely meet teams that are better than Cape Verde. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, they're good, but Cape Verde is just a beginner. This is their entry level.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So Kofi Darlington, that's at Darlington 1GH. We are winning the WAFCON.
Hands down, hands down. The Queens are bringing it home. They are bringing it back home,
Well, I think they can go far,
Yeah,
but
they
for winning, that's what we do about the Black Stars.
They've been to the finals, quite some time. It's just unfortunate most of the time they lose to the other teams, but it's possible. Let's see. They will bring it back home.
Okay, fine. The reigning champions, the Super Falcons, they have won it 10 times, back to back to back to back.
We're going to challenge them. This
10
time
times.
we bring it home.
10 times.
The Queens will bring
and
it
if you
home.
see their jersey, they have the 10 stars.
Yeah.
So that's the 10 times. So, and I know another team that is very strong when it comes to women's football is Morocco.
Nigeria is
The
also
Northern African countries are also great in football.
there. Very good. Both the men and
Yeah,
women's
and I
team
think it's because of the investment.
and
So,
deliberate
yeah.
investment.
Yeah, so I think companies that are out there, if you put money in the Black Stars, you might as well put money in the Black Queens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I
leading
think,
up to this World Cup, you know,
True.
we saw fundraising activities and all that, but here we are. We've not heard of anything.
from our sports guys, our sports guys have also said that the Black Queens haven't really been neglected as much. Also, that they too have also been, supported.
yeah.
So as long as the support is coming, we want to say kudos to who the support is coming
They should
from,
come more
and we
and
need
more
more and
and
more
more,
and
yeah.
more support for the girls to go far. Yeah, but yeah, kudos to them and good luck, and we are crossing our fingers for them to actually win or go far, very far.
Yes.
So,
yes.
the second one is a very interesting one because this is very relatable. This is actually something that we see on our way homes, in our areas, and all that. So, AMA arrests coconut seller for blocking pedestrian walkway. Now, this is a lot. This is actually a lot.
That's a great one from the AMA. I think in recent times they've stepped out.
No,
and-
even without telling you the story, just looking at the picture and seeing how much coconuts are actually blocking the pedestrian walkway will make you ask
endangering
yourself, especially the coconut seller, are you okay? Is it working?
Selfish interest.
Is
We
this
do not
really
care.
working? Like, what is this? Well, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly detained Awotri on Professor John Evans at Mills High Street near the Arts Center. He's always the Arts Center. Near the Arts Center for turning a walkway and bust up into an unauthorized trading spot, violating the 2017 Control Hawkers by law. And of course, the photos are showing large coconut stalks obstructing public space as part of the city's push to clear sidewalks. While some praised the enforcement for promoting compliance, others pointed out the setup had run for months and urged consistent action against all similar traders in Accra. And, I like that people are, I like both opinions, that people are praising and also people are reminding them that, hey, this
Asking
is
for
not,
more,
this is
yes?
not the
There's
first
not
time that
enough.
it happened. This is not the first place. You need to go out more. And I would actually relate this issue to the issue of the fishes that happened
Yeah,
in
Tema.
Yeah, where, the authorities also went to arrest the people there for putting out those fishes or processing the dry fishes.
In
or
unsanitary conditions,
whatever
yeah.
I call, is it dry fishes or sun-dry fishes?
Dry-
Whatever.
right? Yeah, the Kita school boys
Exactly.
and
So
all that.
for processing them in, very bad areas in the sense that
Hygienic.
unhygienic
Yeah.
areas. So it had to take a video of someone to trend for authorities to see this. Meanwhile, we have people in positions that are paid to go out there and look for some of these issues and solve it. So if this is happening, we just want to say that, yes, I understand where people are coming from because they expect more from authorities.
Yeah.
You understand? So this has been going on for quite a while in a lot of places. A lot of pedestrian walkways. So this is my first time realizing that there's actually a bylaw, but yet there are a lot of pedestrian walkways that are cramped either by truck drivers, unauthorized parking, bus stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them
yes,
spread
and
across
they
the
just
capital.
cause a lot of problems on that way. You understand? And all those parts, all those areas are also pedestrian walkways.
See, Chris, even just behind the AMA's office, just behind it, on days like Tuesdays, Monday, let me say the weekdays, you see, they are there. And the other side to the Kimbo, just
Yeah,
behind the Kimbo school, they've taken over the pedestrian highway and endangering pedestrians because they have nowhere to go. And woe betide you are passing by and you mistakenly touch the items. You smell pepper.
Yeah.
I thought it should be consistent.
Yeah. So
earlier this year we saw them, on embarking on enforcement, drawing red lines, but we are back to square one.
See,
Go to Accra Central.
It's not just this coconut person. It's also, I'm sorry to say, I know it's business. I know times are hard. I know it's, people trying to get food on their table and all that. But if you want to enforce these laws, it's also that girl that is carrying something on the head, walking around. Please, I'm selling this. They actually sit down there.
Yeah.
They actually put it down there. So they are all part of it. It's not just this coconut guy. They're all part of it. And we can all see them. If there's actually a bylaw, which we are seeing here.
It should be applied to everyone.
It should be applied to everyone, down to the trolley drivers. Those are the ones that cause problems on pedestrian, ways. Because they have these unauthorized bus stops.
Yeah.
And you are going to be causing people just standing up, just standing there. Meanwhile, the whole thing is for you to be walking around.
You would see the green light on. The green light is visibly on. And they will stop to draw passengers. They will stop to pick passengers. What?
Anyway, kudos to them for this one that they've done. We would not take it away from them. Do you understand?
Of course, we joined the many citizens who are expecting
yeah.
more to expand it. It shouldn't be concentrated to just a few areas. To expand it to the other parts of the capital. Let's
or maybe
see
because
sanity on our roads.
Because it's a highway. That's why.
The other areas are highways too.
Well, that's true.
So they should expand it to the other part of the capital. Let's see sanity on our roads. Let's stop endangering pedestrians. Yes, the pedestrian highway is purposely meant for pedestrians to avoid, this whole traffic situation with vehicles, and also we don't see incidents of road cars, crashing into passengers and all that. So let's see sanity on our roads. AMA kudos, but it's not enough.
Anyway, we have some comments on this. Let's check out some of the comments. I think they should visit La Paz also. Very good points. And this is by Ajib Brown. And at Skills One Issue FT, this is how we start to develop a nation. There are laws. We just got to enforce them. At Kwabina Eric 15, can this work in Kaswa? I don't think so. Kaswa pedestrian walkways have all been taken by hawkers selling. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Kaswa is a whole country on its
At
own.
Abina_Lacey, I want to ask, does this warrant an arrest? Unless they've asked him to leave this area multiple times and he refused to go. The thieves are walking freely. They should go after them rather. Nanyama. At Britual_2. Meanwhile, people hawk in front of AMA, but they won't take action. This is exactly what we're talking about too. So I think if you're gonna, we are not saying that what they did for this person is not right, it's right. But if you have to do it, you have to do it holistically. It has to be a 360 sort of event, or cleanup or set up, because there are actually laws that govern this. But then again, one of the tweets actually made a very great point in her first line submission, which is, did he ever know? Was he ever told? So some people do not know these laws.
Yeah.
The laws are not reaching them.
So I think
there's supposed to be some sort of awareness.
Sensitization, and that is the duty of the assembly.
Do you understand?
We have those megaphones on your trucks. You go around, when it's first Saturday of the month, you go around to inform them that, yes, hey, this Saturday we're going to have cleanup exercise, so show up. So more on some of these things, you must educate them, the assembly members in the various electoral areas. These are some of the things we can do to help the assembly. Right? So we cannot just say, of course, the ignorance of the law is not an excuse. No, and that is never true. Yeah, so let's keep on sensitizing them. Let's keep on engaging them. And even we, the ordinary citizens, if you are passing by and you see something wrong, it is your responsibility to approach that person who is doing that wrong thing. Hey, are you aware of this? Are you aware you can be doing? Let's educate them step by step, we will get there. It's not a one-day thing. Yes, we cannot wake up and one day everything. It's highly impossible.
Yeah, and it's also,
right?
and you see, I like what you said, because when you were saying it's important to educate them, the first thing that came into my mind is, what if they insult you? What if they start going back and forth with you? The best way to do it is actually have a calm demeanor about it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of videos where people are trying to correct people, but it starts with insults. Hey, you, what you doing? Yeah, you know.
Immediately you
that,
approach.
that just starts
Immediately
problems.
You approach some of these people, they'll tell you, this is my only source of livelihood, this is the blah,
but
blah,
you
blah.
have told no.
Uh-huh.
You see, it can be your
So
only
the
source
approach,
of
as you
life.
mentioned, is very important.
So okay, yeah, you know that this, you can't do this here. They will actually catch you, and when they chill, it's your business. You understand? And then if you tell me it's your only source, but I've told you, it has entered, hasn't it? It has registered somewhere in your
That's
head.
it. That's
Exactly.
it.
So if next time you are there and you are caught, you would remember that, oh, one lady in yellow
I was
actually
informed
told
before.
me. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. But anyway, kudos to AMA, and we hope they keep doing more. Of course, we want to see a beautiful city. We want to be compared to some of the most beautiful cities in the world. So yes, it starts from somewhere. So instead of just bashing them or say anything, let's just also give them kudos that will encourage them to do more and more. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have for trends. All right. Apart from that, I think there's another one, right?
Yes.
So there's this issue that is going on social media internationally. I'm talking about, it's still in Africa, South Africa. And this is about Tyla, and Tyla, the musician that we all love. If you cannot remember her, Make Me Swear, the water song. Yeah. Tyla of, from Water fame. So she is having a series of concerts, and she announced the cities that she's going to be having the concerts in. And one of the cities that she's going to be having the concerts in, would I say unfortunately for her, is Lagos. And now this brings up the topic of xenophobia in South Africa. Of course, Lagos is Nigeria, and clearly we all know what some Nigerians has gone through the hands of South Africans this past few months because of their anti-immigrant marches and laws or whatever that is going on right there. Protest that is going on right there. Because this is not just an anti-immigrant sort of protest or march. But at the end of the day, it has a lot of xenophobic tones. In fact, it is xenophobic. I don't want to sugarcoat it. We've seen a lot of xenophobic attacks. We've seen a lot of xenophobic verbal attacks, even diplomatically, whether we like it or not. We've seen lives being lost, lives from Ghana, lives from Nigeria, inhumane activities. Even their diplomatic core that you think will be a bit sensitive about these issues haven't really been diplomatic about the whole thing. They haven't taken responsibility of the people that have died from Ghana or Nigeria. And people are not really happy that you, Tyla, were mute on this issue. And all of a sudden, you want to come and have a concert in Lagos. So, people have mixed feelings about this issue. People are saying she should be boycotted. People are saying, don't even think about it. Don't even try to come. But then again, that also reminds me of the, when this whole xenophobic attack things happen in Ghana, in South Africa, right? There were some South Africans that came into Ghana and had, their concerts.
Yeah.
People went.
Peacefully.
People went.
Peacefully.
So I don't know how this is going to go for Tyla. I don't know how Nigerians are going to take it, but from the way it sounds very serious. But let's check out a video on it, and then we would, see what people.
Tyla industry plants. We don't need you in Nigeria. Please don't go to Nigeria. We will never buy your tickets in Nigeria. Full South African people, poor people. See, you guys are killing our brother. You guys are so poor and don't have money.
Listen, I hear say this girl, this South African musician Tyla, Tyla, but it be the name they call Nigeria, called do music, called do show. Then I say yes. When I see this South African man, one that they call xenophobic, whatever, when they do this man, I don't know his name. You see that man? If Tyla come Nigeria, come do show, and the show is successful, and they not stop the show, let me tell you something. This man is fighting the real cause for his people, South Africans. And they tell you for free. The man won. Una be disgrace. To all of them go come the show, you are a disgrace. To all of them who organize the show, you are a disgrace. And they tell you. And to your brothers when they South Africans, when they South Africa, when pass through all those suffer.
All right, so that's what's happening with that's why Tyler is actually on the trend.
That's on my
So yeah, so also still on Twitter, because Tyler announced this on Twitter and Twitter erupted. Still on Twitter, Trevor Noah also, who is from South Africa, and it's one of the voices when it comes to comedy in America, also came out with a video on Twitter, very insensitive. I wouldn't call it wouldn't be insensitive on his side, but for other African nationals, it's insensitive because they are going through the xenophobic attacks. He came out with a video that is promoting Visit South Africa. And I told someone that when
Is this serious?
Yes, and I told someone that when this issue started, that when these xenophobic attacks happen, the next you need to follow the trends.
Yeah.
When these things happen, South African tourism just comes a certain way and just appears, and they start promoting Visit South Africa, Visit South Africa, Visit South Africa, obviously because the numbers have reduced when it comes to tourism in the country. So now we're there again. So they actually contracted Trevor Noah, and Trevor Noah, who has actually been one of the biggest voice when it comes to racism in America, when it comes to how Black people are treated in America. We never really heard him say anything about this issue. He was very mute, like how Tyler was mute, but he has come out to promote South Africa. Come visit South Africa. It's so beautiful. It's this and that, is this and that, is this and that. And he also caught the fire yesterday with everybody saying that, that this is impossible, especially with the xenophobic attacks
still
leveled
ongoing.
on people.
And interestingly, the front runners, those who are in front, the dissenters and what have you, they are still there.
They're still there. They're
And
still doing what they're doing.
nothing really has happened to them. No arrest, no prosecution, because doesn't mean they have the okay of state institutions to carry out those.
State institutions have come out to say that it is their right to actually protest as long as they're harming nobody. But at the end of the day, in as much as they feel like they're not harming anybody, a lot of people have been
A lot
harmed.
is happening underground.
Yes, a lot of
is
people have
happening.
been harmed, and the government is not taking accountability of any of that situation. So
Any right thinking person, if not for a serious event or something, would definitely think twice, especially if you are Black, before visiting. So of course, so that whole thing, let's have a diplomatic way of addressing it. Yes, we all Africans,
but
right?
nobody wants to talk to them.
That is the issue.
Our president doesn't want to
because
talk
they
to
are
them.
not
The Nigerian
really.
president doesn't want to talk to them because they are not accepting that they have done wrong.
Yes, so
You need to accept that you need to be accountable for the things that you've done. And when you are accountable,
Look
then
at
we have
the
a dialogue.
amount that we spent, evacuating our people from back home here. That amount could have been channeled to other developmental and infrastructural projects for our country. But we have to channel it there because we cannot just sit aloof and watch our people being mistreated. Right, so let's have a diplomatic way. Still not late. Yes, what has happened has happened. Of course, we're seeking justice, the AU and all that. But yes, let's have, because we still have some bilateral relations, economically, socially, and all that. We African. Yes. Today I'm wearing my Pan-African hat.
That's very good. Anyway, that's what we have when it comes to trends. Let's check out the comments of that one. I am Mirami. She should do the show for her people. Buddy Lauren, Ghana should do the same. Della Martin, I hope Nigerians can come together and do this one thing. Please, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, just for one, come together and achieve this goal. And Olawi's 5G says she's very welcome. After all, she's most likely to be chilling with the Northern bandits. Lini Bees, I agree. The celebs in South Africa should have said something against the xenophobic attacks from her country. Well, their silence means concern. Yeah, and that is the comments right there. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to get into some entertainment right now. And of course, we like to water it down with some music, especially when we have been heated up. You know, xenophobic attacks have heated us up. So, Tomiwa is going to be taking us away with some music. Let us check Tomiwa out.
Feels like a sacrifice, giving us more than love. We're blinded by city lights, so show me the stars tonight. So meet me at the door at the break of dawn. Well, I said goodbye to me. I mean, of the walls, but a quiet it's the noise. We've got nothing to lose. Hear the birds spread the news. Sun is setting on the horizon. Yeah, you can feel it. Crickets creaking, cold of evening. Heaven's even orange cloud. Heart is beating, slow down. We can breathe with somewhere. Only we go. Somewhere. Only we go. Can't let the sky be our roof. We've got trees for the moon. We've got nothing to lose. We've got nothing to lose. You're the best spread the news. They're the your muse. We've got nothing to prove. We've got nothing to prove. Improve so where only we go. So where only we know. So where only we go. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Tommy Wine. I'm just gonna play another song for you guys. This one is called God Loves When You're Dancing. Enjoy. Smile a bit, my darling. I know it hurts more than a little. Don't shy away from me, cause it shows all the pain you buried inside. I can feel there's some things words cannot describe. Like when you move without moving, I bet it's divine. God loves when you're dancing, so dance some more. God loves when you're dancing, so dance some more. Drawing close, let us sink in. I'm absorbed in your idea. One, two, always some beats. You must have been born with two right fits. I'm looking for something concrete. You must have been born with two right beats. God loves when you dancing, so there's some more. God loves when you dancing, you should dance some more, so there's some more. Yeah, you know God loves when you dance, there's some more. Yeah, you know God loves when you dance. I tell you, laughing better. Ijo, yeah. I tell you, laughing better. Ijo, yeah. What I miss is my mother tongue. You first clap before you dance. Yeah. I tell you, laughing better. God loves when you dancing, so there's some more. God loves when you dancing, but you learn some more. So dancing low, so dancing joy, so dancing gladness, so dancing faith, so dance with goodness, so dance with kindness, so dance with joy, so dance with peace. Can you dance in love? Can you dance in joy? Can you dance in gladness? Can you dance with faith? Can you dance like water? Can you dance like fire? Can you dance with laughter? Can you dance some more? Yeah, 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 yeah. There's some more. There's some more. You know God loves when you dance. When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my soul, I will dance like David danced. Oh, and the Spirit of the Lord comes upon my soul, I will dance like David danced. God loves when you
for everything made in Ghana, all in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation, and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creatives, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality, connect with industry leaders and innovators, experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherlands Children's Park. Call 0205 973 973 or 0558 973 973 to register. Come explore, come connect, come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN. This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence.
Hello everyone, it's a beautiful day and it's a beautiful new episode of Doctor in the House, and my name is Chris Carter. If you're joining us for the first time and wondering what is this show about, well, it's the show I like to call the consultation before the main consultation, because you get to learn a lot about your health. You might be going through something and you don't understand the symptoms. On this show you get to understand those symptoms and of course when it's time for you to get to the hospital. And also, on the other hand, I like to call it a mini medical school, because you get to learn new words and also you get to learn new things about your health, new conditions, and also you know, with all this education, you know that, okay, Charlie, it's time for me to go to the hospital. This is what the doctor said last time on the show. Anyway, we have doctors passing through the show, educating us, informing us, and also helping us stay healthy. So if you have any questions for the doctor in the house today, all you need to do is send your questions via the WhatsApp number that's going to be on your screen, and we will get to answer all the questions. So today, we are going to be speaking on something we're going to be getting educated on something very important, because this affects everyone, whether you're a man, you're a woman, you're a child, even your animals sometimes, because obviously there are also living things. Now, we're going to be talking about plastics, and if you're wondering who is going to be taking us through, we're going to be talking to Dr. Ebo Daniels, who's the director of Solis Hospital Trade Fair here in Accra. And Ebo Daniels is a leading voice in preventive healthcare in Ghana, focused on shifting the mindset from treating illness to preventing ill. He also champions the Switch Health movement, switching from health care to preventive health, and also driving a national shift towards early detection and long-term wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the doctor. Hi, Doc. How are you?
I'm doing great, Chris.
And you're pink today. Gentlemen wear pink. All right, Doc, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we are going to be talking about plastics, and plastics are actually things that have become part of our everyday lives. We either drinking from it through the water bottles, or we are either eating from it or storing food in it. But in recent times, there's been some sort of, talks about it, talks about you know, plastics affecting our health. Scientists have come out to say that there have been traces of microplastics in people's health, in people's life, either through blood, semen, and all that. But the doctor is here and he's going to be breaking everything down for us. Hi, Doc. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm fine. Thank you. Very energetic today. I don't know where I went, but I feel very energetic. Doc, let's get straight into it. We all use plastics, and it's either we're drinking with it, or we're storing food, or we're eating from it. Now, this issue about microplastics that scientists have come out to say that, you know, is affecting our health. How true is it?
So thank you very much for having me. But before I start, I told you I'll talk about the pink.
Yes.
So my church just celebrated their 75th anniversary. St. Anne and Joachim. It's in Teshi. And then we had the honor of the Archbishop coming to grace the occasion for us. Most Reverend Bonaventure Kofi. And there was something he did that struck me. So when he came, the church is currently 75 years. So he asked all those who are above the age of 75 to, you know,
get up.
And can you imagine the roll call, how many people we got?
How many?
11.
Oh, above 75.
75.
So does that mean we're dying?
And that struck me. So the question is,
So are people dying?
People are dying. I'm not saying my church members are dying. No, I'm just saying that
People are dying.
for a church of about 1,000 people, for it, and that was an occasion where virtually everybody came because it was an anniversary. To have just 11 people rising.
They're
that's
either dying or
really
they're too weak or they're too sick or
to come to church and all that. So that is why this program for me is very important. The first day I sat here, I told you that this program is not about somebody doing celebrityism or anything. It's for the next 5-10 years, people to say, because I watch Doctor in the House, I'm still alive. Because I was doing this, and today, because of Doctor in the House, we've been able to have that impact on people's lives, to live healthier and longer. And that is actually the mission and vision of Solace Hospital, for people to live healthier and longer through preventive health. And that is what gave birth to this program. So once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank the management, Big Sam. I call him Big Sam. He's my big brother, you know, for giving us this opportunity to have this program, because the impact we are having will make sure that the next time such a roll call is made in any church, we'll have virtually the whole church rising here. Yeah.
All right. So, Doc.
So I've forgotten your question.
Microplastics. How true is it that microplastics are affecting our health?
Okay. So when we talk about microplastics, we are talking about plastic materials which have the size of 5 millimeters and less.
It's very tiny.
Very, very tiny. Even tinier.
The eye can't see.
Some the eye cannot even see. So that is how microplastics look. So when it's less than 5 millimeters, we call it microplastics. It can be lower than that. And we even have those that are even smaller than what we call the microplastics, and we call them nanoplastics. And the nanoplastics are less than 1 microliters. Sorry, micrometers. And because their size is so small, they are able to find their way into various parts of the body. When you mentioned semen and all that, I was smiling because somebody will be sitting in the house and thinking, how can plastic enter someone's semen? It's all because of the sizes that we are seeing on the screen. They are so small. And then the plastics are virtually everywhere. Plastics were made to help with storage of food, to help with processing, to help with packaging, to help with transportation. So they've become virtually part and parcel of our life. So even though they've had these beneficial effects in terms of the food chain, the challenge is that, and it's not just food plastics are used for, our car tires are made of plastic. Our cutlery, currently you go to restaurants, people no more use the stainless steel anymore. They bring you the plastics. And I'm hoping that by the end of this presentation or conversation, people should move more to the non-disposables.
Like the stainless.
The stainless ones and all that.
I carry
the
a
ceramics.
I carry a stainless
spoon, everything.
Not a stainless straw in my bag always.
Whoa.
Because
non-disposable. You remember when it rained? There was a lot of plastic everywhere. If you saw the garbage virtually everywhere, it was frightening. Gutters were choked. But you and I know that when it's raining, it doesn't rain plastics. So where did the plastic come from? So if we can move back to the era where when you are going to buy food, you send a food flask and not just go and then porridge is served in a rubber, heated porridge.
Yeah.
It's in a rubber. I was shocked last week when I went for a friend's father's 1 week celebration, and I realized that the kinky we eat now too is now
in
put in
plastic.
rubber. I knew Banku was done that way. I didn't know that kinky, after putting the leaf on it, Banku is a bit naked, but kinky has a leaf covering. They now added
the rubber.
I didn't see that until I went for that. So you realize that the plastic now is virtually, even in our kitchen, our chopping boards are what? Plastics. And because plastics are normally exposed to the weather, degradation takes place. Plastic normally, under normal conditions, is biologically non-degradable. But for long periods, when it's exposed to the weather, when it's exposed to the sun, when it's exposed to heat, when it's exposed to friction, all these things aid in the degradative process. And that is where we end up with a whole plastic bottle or a whole plastic container left in the environment or left in the sun or being microwaved, leading to the nano or microplastics we saw. And that is what gets into the body, and we'll be talking about that.
Yeah, so they are really in our bodies. And
yeah, scientific evidence has shown that microplastics are actually in our body.
But can we inhale them through air?
Microplastics enters our body through the various ways infections also enter. So if I sneeze right now, I release what we call aerosols.
Yeah.
And in those aerosols, if maybe I have some virus or bacteria, you will inhale it. So of course, if you have plastic furniture, this contains some microfibers.
Microfibers, yeah.
So in our houses, we have microfibers due to our upholstery, even in the cars, in our bedrooms. Some of our curtains are nylon, acrylic, and all that. They are all plastic, you know. So with the wear and tear, so you are going to change that one too, I'm sure.
I have to.
So it's virtually, and even our clothing, some are nylon.
Yes, nylon.
And some are acrylic, and all kinds of fibers.
Yeah, so of recent times, when you talk about the clothing, some sports brands have actually been called out for having, greater amount of nylon in their sportswears.
Okay.
And people are also calling them out that this is affecting people. This is affecting especially women when it comes to their hormones and all that. So do you also think we need to start looking at our clothing too?
Very, very important, especially those that are made of nylon, acrylic, and all kinds of synthetic fibers. And the reason is that because clothing are worn virtually all the time, that friction is there. And because they are also washed virtually weekly, that friction through washing is there. So it gets in the water, and then when you pour it away, it flows into the rivers, the streams, and then we end up drinking those same water sources.
Yeah.
So even with the clothing, we need to make sure that we don't use very, very synthetic fibers. It might help with the absorption of, the non-absorption of what do you call it, the sweat.
Yeah.
That is the main reason they are doing it, so that you don't feel heavy. If you wear a cotton, you feel heavy because of the absorption. But those synthetic fibers don't absorb the sweat, just falls off, and that is why they are trying to explore. But in exploring that, you create another problem. That is what we are trying
so
to
now
prevent.
when I started this, I talked about scientists having found traces of microfiber in blood or in some parts of the body's the human organs. Now, with this being said, what are some of the conditions that are being investigated, especially being linked to these issues now?
Okay, so just like you mentioned, microplastics can enter the body through various orifices. So through the nostrils is when we inhale them. And when we inhale them, if they are very big enough, there's something we call the mucociliary tree or trunk. It's like an escalator in your respiratory system. They get trapped by, there's hair in the nostrils. And all that. Those that are
they
bigger,
get trapped in the particles of the hair.
So that's why I shouldn't be shaving it too much.
Oh, I know men who shave their teeth every morning.
The hair there is for protection.
Right. So even when it's long?
Well, it might not look very cosmetic,
Yeah.
So at least you can trim it, but don't take it totally away.
Yeah.
It has a very protective function. It sieves out dust, it sieves out the microplastics and the filaments that we are talking about. So that's the first layer. But those that are small stubbornly make their way into the lungs.
Right.
So when it gets into the lungs, they can cause local inflammation.
Right.
And then they can also cause, if the integrity of the lungs may be due to an infection, it's not good. It can pass through the lungs into the blood. So from the blood, it has a visa to go to any place. So that is one way you can find the microplastics in the lungs. The second is through the what do you call it? The gastrointestinal system. So if you drink water that contains a lot of microplastic, or you microwave something that is plastic and you add the food, you are going to ingest it. When it gets into the stomach,
Microwave it.
so heat accelerates what do you call it? Degradation of the microplastics. So if you microwave something and then because the microplastics got into it, you ate it, it goes into the stomach and then it is carried into the what do you call it? Intestines. And in case you have, you remember our leaky gut syndrome?
Yeah, the leaky gut.
The gut is supposed to protect you from absorbing all those things. Naturally, if it's big enough, it should pass through the intestines
And then out.
But in case you have inflammatory conditions like Crohn's disease or whatever, leaky gut and all that, it will be absorbed into the blood. And from the blood, visa anywhere. Then also, if the skin is intact, the skin is the most, what do you call it, protective layer of our body.
Yeah.
But in case you have,
It's the biggest organ, right?
good.
Yeah.
But in case you have a breach
A cut, yeah.
or a cut in the skin, and then you expose yourself to water that is having a lot of it passes through that skin and then enters. So during washing, that's why we are saying that synthetic clothing should be, So during the washing, if maybe you have a sore, it can also pass through that. And once it enters the blood, the visa to go anywhere, the blood, so it can now enter your brain. It can now enter, there's something we call the blood-brain barrier. That is a barrier between the blood and the brain. But the nano ones, because they are so small, studies have shown that they've been able to traverse that blood-brain barrier into the brain. And then, of course, it can also go to the reproductive organs. That's why you can find microplastics in the semen.
Right. So now, Doc, you're saying this, and the first thing that comes to my mind is babies, right? You know, when we give birth to babies and they bring them home, the whole bathing process, how African parents bath babies, we don't bath them in a normal sink or anything. We have the plastic and the hot water in the plastic bucket. So all that water the hot water getting into the plastic bucket, is it producing microplastics for us and we're putting back on the baby's body?
The baby's skin, as you know, is very immature because it takes time for neonates to get their skin as matured as you are. That's why they get all kinds of skin infections when they are young. So if you are putting the water in the, what do you call it, the rubber bucket, heat leads to what? Expedited degradation of the plastic. So it gets into the water and that and then some of the water might even enter the mouth and then they may ingest it. So it's important we use metallic stainless steel containers.
I miss the days we had metallic bucket, even though they were very painful when they hit your toes. Those, I think now it makes sense.
Very good. And you remember the 555?
Yes, the 555.
Even the stainless steel bowls. Now they are all out of the shelves. And
I like them, especially for cooking and storing food.
Good. And they made some very thick now. They don't even burn and all that. So
right. So Doc, now there's this thing that has been going around, especially when the issue of microplastic, started popping up. Cancer, infertility, and hormonal issues, can they be linked to microplastics?
Okay, so there's a lot of signs to show exposure. Exposure means that our body currently has a lot of microplastics that has been exposed to, and because of that we can find these microplastics in our bodies. Now,
so like now me and you, we have microplastics now.
Everyone. Everyone. I'm sitting on plastic, sir. My watch band is plastic, sir. Everything. My shoe, there's some form, everything. So the causation here is that because microplastics enter the body, when they enter the body in that form, they enter as unwanted material.
Yeah.
So they are like foreign to the body.
Foreign
so the
bodies.
immune system is the first to react. And when the immune system reacts, it sees the microplastic as a foreign material and then elicits an immune reaction. And that immune reaction, if it continues for a long time, can have several effects. So there are parts of the immune system we call macrophages. Once the macrophages see, they are like the moppers of the immune system. They start attacking it. If it's just a brief exposure, fine. But if it continues, it's going to disrupt the immune system. The second thing is when microplastics enter the blood, they cause what we call oxidative stress.
Yeah.
And oxidative stress is when oxygen loses electrons and then creates what we call free radicals. And these free radicals can now, because the word is radicals, they can now destroy your DNA. They can now destroy your mitochondria. They can destroy virtually every
Everything.
part of your body. And when they destroy the DNA, they make it denatured. And when DNA is denatured, it means that the sequencing that is supposed to be for normal, what do you call it, cell function, is going to be what? Breach. And once that breach is there, that causation of cancer can be looked at. You get it? So we have that plausible clinical explanation for cancer, because cancer develops when DNA is not functioning well. So if plastics can cause DNA to malfunction, then of course
it can be linked to cancer.
It's plausible, very, very plausible. You get the whole thing. So those are the roots that we are looking at. And mitochondria is what helps. We told you, the last presentation we had, the previous time, we said the mitochondria is a battery of the body. And whenever mitochondria is destroyed, energy levels go down.
Yeah.
So how does it link to infertility?
Yeah.
Sperm cells need a lot of energy to be able to move from wherever it's deposited to the ovum to fertilize it. So if mitochondria and sperm cells are destroyed, how will that movement take place? That is where infertility also comes in. And then microplastics also have what we call hormonal signaling pathways. They mimic hormones. So if they mimic,
which of the hormones do they mimic?
They can mimic most of the hormones.
Anyone.
So let's say if they mimic insulin, it means that it will look like insulin is always in the baseline of the blood.
Yeah.
So the body would think that because insulin is always there, it has to work and all that. And that can lead to the insulin resistance that we talked about. Insulin shouldn't be in the body all the time. So but if microplastic can have hormonal pathways that mimics hormonal activities, then we are going to have resistance to most of these hormones. And that's what also leads to female fertility issues. And then female genital issues as well. Yeah.
Wow. So now, with this issue right now, who is more vulnerable? Will we say, so since we all have it in us, one way or the other? I hope my own is not a lot. But since we all have it, who is more vulnerable? Would we say it's children? I just talked about babies. Would we say it's pregnant women or the older people?
So when we talk about vulnerability, this is an equation of exposure. The question should be who is more exposed to it, and exposure comes with taking the veneer of ignorance that people have. If people are still cooking food and putting kinky in rubber, people go and buy food from outside. They use the styrofoam, those white styrofoam, very, very, it's disposable. They put it in they buy their watch, put it inside, fry rice, put it inside, and then because they couldn't eat it early, they go and put it in the microwave. So exposure is the linkage to absorption. So who is more vulnerable is linked to who's using it more.
Yeah.
Because the more the exposure, the more all these things we talked about, the mitochondrial damage, the hormonal signaling, the immune response, the oxidative stress. So that is what I'll say. But of course, if the exposure is the same for all of us, then it also means that those who have weakened immune systems are going to have issues, because when all this cascade of events that we talked about happens, they will not be able to respond properly, and they may have more deleterious effects as compared to somebody who has a better immune system to handle these things. Yeah.
So let's talk about everyday habits that can help to reduce these causes, especially with drinking or how we store our food or the chopping boards. What are we supposed to? What changes can we make now?
The shift should be from plastics to stainless steel, ceramics, and anything that is not plastic. So an example is we talked about the chopping board, for example.
There, right there.
So this an example. So even if you buy food and it's hot, then you should not transfer it into a plastic container. You should rather transfer it into what? A ceramic or glass container. That is
stainless steel.
Stainless steel. That's very, very safe. So food should not be stored in what? Plastic containers. And also when you have water, and then the same reason too is that when you transfer the food into this kind of glass, there are some that are microwave friendly. Then you can use those ones to do the microwave, but don't use the plastic
to microwave.
That is where the majority of the problem is. People even put porridge in the rubber and microwave as well.
So all that porridge drinking that people do in rubber,
not good.
Not good. I hope you can hear me. Your cocoa 2 cd in the rubber. It's not good. Carry your plate or carry your bowl. That's
very,
better.
very important. In the olden days, we used to carry our bowls to the Zongos to buy the porridge, but now everything is.
I think this life of on the go, let's do everything. It's killing us slowly. Because I remember as a kid, when people go to buy porridge, they actually carry their own bowls.
Oh yeah, metallic ones.
They have their metallic bowl or they have their glass bowl that they carry to go and get all these things.
Or even food flask.
Exactly, food flasks and lots. Instead of tying it in the rubber, because this whole rubber business is new. Like, I don't think it's helping. Even rice, people eat rice in rubber,
of course,
and they suck it and play with
it. So these are some of the practical.
So the chopping boards, we should change it to woods.
Wood is far better because friction disintegrates the rubber. So you've chopped your vegetables because the knife is in contact with the board. Part of it is going to get into whatever.
No, and definitely we're going to see a lot of plastics inside. Yeah,
very good, because this one you are using pressure. Yeah, and the worst part is when you are cutting meat.
Yes,
you have to make sure it gets to the end, and then so those are some of the So we have use glass or ceramic for the food. Choose glass or stainless steel, and then don't be reusing things that are disposable. Somebody buys something that is disposable, he washes it and wants to
keep it. Yeah,
to use it again. When things are disposable, it means that it degrades faster. Right. It's one-time use. So don't buy something in the disposable.
Takeaway pack. Some people have takeaway pack from 3 years ago still in their fridge.
No, it's degrading. So
because now they're using it to store grounded pepper and things.
Good.
Right. So that's wrong.
Not good. Okay. And if your plastics are damaged, cracked, or warped, you should retire them. You shouldn't continue using them. It means that they are literally degraded. And then we should also make sure we clean regular with a damp cloth, because when we don't clean with a damp cloth, we just use a broom. The dusts. The dust. And then if you can use a Hoover's, it's better.
That's great.
Than just using
So then, this is a very important one. Let air in. Improve indoor ventilation. Learn to open your windows, guys. A lot of people don't like to open their windows.
AC is for comfort.
AC. Open the windows.
I know the thing. When you stay in the AC for too long, that mechanism, the escalator in your respiratory system, we call it the mucociliary transport. Anytime the weather is very cold, it becomes lazy. So that's why people get a common cold.
A lot of cold.
Because it's supposed to beat up things. So that you can
because
swallow.
You're so used to it, that's why you get cold easily.
It becomes very, even you the human being, yesterday the weather was very cold, we're all dull. So that guy too goes dull. So it's very important.
So cut disposable, reduce unnecessary single-use plastics. Very important.
Retire them when it's disposable, because you have to use it, dispose it.
Doc, this has been a very interesting, topic, because it affects each and every one of us. We all use plastics one way or the other. So the best way is actually to reduce. Now, the tip of the week. Don't let heat meet plastics.
Degradation.
Don't let heat meet plastics. Transfer hot food and drinks into glass, ceramic, or stainless steel whenever possible. If you want to live longer, we're talking about people that are 75 in your church, and we didn't see a lot of people.
1%.
So we want to live longer and healthier in old age. You need to, take heed to some of these things. Doc, thank you so much. How can people reach out to Solace Hospital?
Solace Hospital is a hospital that is focused towards preventive health. We are located at Trade Fair. And if you are someone who thinks the modern day is not about highfalutin interventions, highfalutin medications, and all that. That is the best place to come.
Yeah.
We are grateful.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's the doctor in the house, Dr. Ebo Daniels, who's the medical director at Solis Hospital, located at Trade Fair area, La Accra. My name is Chris Carter, and this has been Doctor in the House. See you next week, same time, right here on Channel One TV.
This Sunday, we continue our conversation with Samuel Koku Anyidaho on the Upside Down Show for a candid conversation featuring the Mills Institute.
In fact, when he passed, a lot of propaganda that I took him in my vehicle.
Yeah.
We didn't treat him well. We took him to a children's ward.
Maternity ward.
All the story
in the bucket of a pickup. Some say he was in a taxi and all that.
So,
but what took him to the hospital?
Oh, an ambulance. Oh, yes. An ambulance.
Okay.
So then when I did the Tamils Institute, then after a while it became an issue. As if to say, why using the family name?
Yeah.
And so 2 years ago, you get tired of certain things.
Who was the president, the late president?
He had a great sense of humor. He had a great sense of humor.
Oh. Is it true that, every morning when President Mills came to the office, you go around office and you say, in the Mechawa? But I'm sure you heard that.
Of course. Yeah.
They say we asked now to mean Chief Fanway. We were not there, but we had all these things,
Nothing scripted, very raw-hearty conversations. And to serenade us is the Top Strings Band. Join us at 7 p.m. prompt this Sunday, only on Channel One TV.
What are the antonyms for the following words? Interesting.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
It's a surprise. Say that again. It's a surprise.
Talo. Sorry.
If it's not beautiful, it is. Handsome. And what? Handsome. Okay, if it is not complex, it is complicated.
Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see?
Interesting. Like love.
Pardon?
Love.
I cannot believe my
eyes. Looking for everything made in Ghana? All in one place? Then get ready. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is here. A bold celebration of Ghanaian creativity, innovation, and excellence. From rich traditional crafts to modern cutting-edge solutions, experience the very best of Ghanaian products and services. Explore excellence across key sectors including automobile, agriculture, education, health, hospitality, fashion, technology, food and beverages, creative arts, beauty, retail, and more. This is the biggest Made in Ghana fair, bringing together SMEs, startups, manufacturers, local creatives, indigenous corporate bodies, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses all under one roof. Discover brands redefining quality, connect with industry leaders and innovators, experience the energy of Ghanaian enterprise and creativity. The date is 29th and 30th of August 2026. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Venue, the A4 Sutherland's Children's Park. Call 0205-973-973 or 0558-973-973 to register. Come explore, come connect, come be inspired. Discover the brands redefining Made in Ghana and experience the future of Ghanaian excellence. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2026 is powered by Channel One TV with support from City FM. And it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank and MTN. This is Ghana Exhibition 2026, celebrating Ghana, showcasing excellence.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. From hundreds of entries, only 10 emerged as the 2026 Channel One Community Legends.
You're 14 years. You're among people who are.
My name is David Mina Entry. 32.
There's someone who is from Western North. Sefi Adolfo.
The habitat. Wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 legends, 10 inspiring journeys, one platform. From struggle to success, from purpose to impact. Hear their remarkable stories.
In a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation. Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
Tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. and be inspired by the people changing lives in their communities. Only on Channel One TV. Channel One Community Legends. Real people, real impact, real inspiration.
All right, welcome back. That was
a very insightful and educative conversation you had with
that
Doc.
I had, about microplastics and how it's affecting our lives. I think we all need to adhere to the information and the advice that the doctor has given to at least help us live longer and healthier.
Yeah, so choose plastic and ceramic choose ceramic and glass over plastic. The advice, one of the advice he gave.
And stainless steel.
Yeah, very important as well. It's better than the plastic. It's killing us slowly. Very unfortunate. We're going to delve into some sports updates, what is happening in the world of sports. But before that, let me do this birthday wish to Abigail Boadu Anakwa. Wishing you God's abundant blessings, good health, wisdom, and even greater success ahead, the year ahead. May God bless you so much, Abigail, from Greater Sasco. Yes.
Right.
And,
okay, now let's time to the sports, right? We have Gabby Milito.
Gabby
Milito. So I think you're one of the Baldies, right?
Oh yeah,
one of the Baldies.
I've been a Baldy since 2024.
So it seems
that's long.
It seems like the whole sport. Okay, not all of you.
No, not the entire sports.
Not the
team.
entire
I beg.
sports
We
team.
have guys who have
Yeah, we still have people who have hair.
But now that
I was gonna say
has gone hair.
it's the sports that is pulling out.
No, it's just me and y'all. It's just me and y'all.
Right.
It's just me and y'all.
All right, so half of the body. Half of the body from Channel One Sports is here, and also 97.3 FM.
Yeah.
So now let's get into it. What do we have in the sports world?
Yeah. So yesterday, everybody is talking about the Black Queens, their performance against Cape Verde or Cape Verde, if you want to say, in the first group game, Group D clash, at the ongoing 2026 WAFCON in Morocco. Great start from the team under Kim last Bioke Green, who is their head coach. I think the expectations at this year's tournament is slightly higher compared to what the team did in 2024. 2024, they didn't really get that traction or much talking point because the team has stayed away from qualification, or it was more like group stage exiting in the past editions. And so people had very low expectations. But this year, you can understand why a lot of people are very confident that the team will go all the way to win that tournament. I think we'll get into that conversation a bit later, but it was a good start from the team. Cape Verde, in fact, that team up until 2023, they did not exist, right? debutants at this year's tournament. In fact, 2 countries who are making their debut.
Yeah.
So Malawi and then Cape Verde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think they gave a decent account of themselves. What was lacking is that quality in the Black Queen setup, juxtaposing it to what the Cape Verdeans have got. It was always going to go down to quality. And clearly, you look at the goal we scored in the 6th minute by Doris Boudouin, a long pass from the captain in Portia Boache.
Yeah,
Doris Boudouin, just one touch. And then people are beginning to compare her with what we have in our Black Stars, that Jordan Ayew should be doing something like this. Those were the talking points on.
Jordan don't suffer.
Yeah, Charlie. The guy is in Nania playing his football. Doris Boudouin has scored a goal in Morocco, and then people on X are talking about her and then Jordan Ayew. But look, it was a very good goal to start off, and then the second goal came by an own goal from the Cape Verdeans. Yeah, so 2-0. I think actually thought that they should have scored a lot more goals because they created chances.
Yeah, we can see the chances.
We were very wasteful in the final third. It was very clear. But look, at the tournament, I've always said that you don't need to be all expansive and all flamboyant sometimes. You need to do the most important thing.
That's score goals.
Score goals and get your points. And then you focus on the next game. And they've done that. They kept a clean sheet. It means that they go on to face Cameroon in their next game. So
Cameroon's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a good start from very, very tough game.
Tough game.
It's a good start from the team under Kimlas Bjørgren. In fact, before this game, they had gone 4 games without conceding. And they were scoring more than 2 goals in all those 4 games. So the last game they played, a friendly game before this game, was against Malawi. And then they beat the Malawians by 4-0. And so that result against the Super Falcons of Nigeria had everybody who's following women's football talking about it because they didn't see it coming. And Malawi too were debutants.
They're debutants
too. But I think the Nigerians were very complacent in the first half. If you look at the game.
But haven't you realized Nigerian games are always complacent in the first?
Yeah, they are, because they're the big girls.
They're the big girls. It's always complacent.
Yeah, so they always approach this game with some sort of swag and disrespect to the opponent.
Yeah.
They always do that. In the first half, it was very evident that they were like, I mean, who is Malawi? Right? And they were just passing the ball around up until when the Malawians took the lead in the 72nd minute. And then they realized that, hey, look, we need to start playing. And I said to somebody that if they had, let's say, an added 10 minutes to the 90 minutes, they would have equalized and added a 4th goal and win this game 4-3. But football, 90 minutes, you have to start going right from minute 1 to 90. And big thumbs up to the Malawians. They've got 2 players who are sisters, the Shawinga sisters. So Tabita and then Temwa. They scored the goals for Malawi. One is a striker, one is a winger. So it's a great start, but also a great start from the Black Queens. Next up, they face Cameroon. One thing about this year's tournament is that it's not just, it's been a WAFCON. It's also a qualification part to the 2027 World Cup, Women's World Cup in Brazil. So when you get to your quarterfinal stage and you win that game and you qualify to the semis, it means that you've booked or clinched tickets to the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil. So 4 countries will be representing the African continent in 2027 when the World Cup starts. So it's 2 objectives for the Queens.
So you either
if they want to win it, I think they can do it.
So winning and also clinching a ticket to the Women's World Cup.
But I think winning it will be difficult.
Right. But and there's something.
It will be difficult.
It's you don't watch WAFCON.
It will be difficult.
Oh no, but
if you watch WAFCON and WAFCON history, you would understand why it will be difficult. It's very hard.
When you look at women's football, only 4 countries have always stood tall. Nigeria, 10-time champions. They are the defending champions.
Yeah.
South Africa falling off a bit.
Yeah.
But they are still a powerhouse. Ghana is in there. In fact, Ghana, on all 3 occasions that we faced the Super Falcons, in 1998, they beat us in the finals. 2002, they beat us in the finals again. And then 2004, they beat us. So what it means for the Black Queens is that runners up 3 times. And then bronze in 2000, 2004, 2008, and then the last edition in 2024. So we are far, we are close, but yet far.
Yeah.
You're
forgetting Morocco.
I've not forgotten them. Then Morocco too, in 2022 and then 2024, runners up twice. They have a Spanish coach in Jorge Vilda, one of the finest coaches in women's football.
Yeah.
So if the Black Queens are going to win the tournament, it means that they have to, they'll be meeting these teams: South Africa, Nigeria, Morocco. And now I think Ivory Coast are even coming into the party. Yeah. And the thing about the Black Queens is that their path is very tricky because, like I was telling you off air, if they top their group, because Nigeria lost to Malawi in their opening game, and Nigeria will be playing the Copper Queens, which would be a difficult game. If they win, or let's say a draw, they still have a chance.
Yeah.
And it means that if they finish second or third, they meet the winner of Group D. That's Nigeria in Group C.
So that might be Black Stars.
Yeah, and that's more like the final before the final. I mean, you get it has come too early at that stage. So I think it's a difficult test. But
fingers crossed.
I think Kim
I
has
like
done
with the opening. I'm hopeful
and the coach too has done a very good job. One thing I like about what he's done is that he believes in continuity. He's not changed the winning team. The 11 that started yesterday, they were the same 11 that played the last tournament. From the goalkeeper in Cynthia Collan to the striker Doris Bedua. He stuck with the back four, Josephine Bonsu, Portia Boache, Susan Dia, and all of these players, Chantal Boyloka. He's not changed it. So he stuck with the winning team. And for the collapse, he's introduced new players from the under 20, the Black Princesses, into the Queen. So Linda Owusu and a few other players, and the tall striker who came on, Sharon Samson. So you see, sticking with the core,
what you know,
that worked for you in 2024. I don't need to change a winning team.
But looking at
that's what has helped him.
Looking at how things are likely to unfold, do you think that strategy will work for the Queens if the coach continue with that
Oh yeah, I mean in football, and it's a thing we've always preached about the men's football and the Black Queens. They go or receive a lot of interference with players. You don't get that continuity in there. So you have calls from the higher ups, put this player in the squad. The women's football, they don't really get those interference.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the proper progression of players going through the ranks from the under 17 to 20 to the Black Queens. And what's interesting is that you have players even playing in the two, so like the under 17 and under 20. So far as you're not above 20 years, the Linda Owusu girl like this, she was in under 17 and she's playing in under 20 and then she's progressing to the Black Queen. So I think it works for them.
And I think it's just it just reminds me of, like, you know, life. If it ain't broken, why fix it? If it ain't broken, why fix it?
Just stick with it.
Yeah.
Don't fix it. That's what Kim is doing.
It's what's working, so just leave it.
So credit, good work from him so far. I'm really confident that they'll get to the semis. I don't know about winning a trophy.
But there's something I've noticed. Like when I look around, it seems like the women's people didn't come out to watch them.
Yeah, it's a good observation. And it's the same thing at the last tournament. Nobody was talking about them. I was listening to you earlier on. This is the men's version of the AFCON.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And we are supposed to be making noise about this.
It's also a qualification part to the World Cup. The men have had their World Cup
already.
We saw them put out a fundraising committee, money flying here and there. We are not saying that raise that same amount of money for
them.
At least. But you don't hear people talking about them a lot up until they get to like the quarters or the semis. Before then, you start seeing people talking about, even with, journalists, you don't really get people talking about them a lot, right? Before they get to the semis, then people will be like, oh, okay, yeah, the Black Queens are doing well. Then you start hearing people now coming closer to them. That's very unfair. And then also the attendance.
It's so poor.
And the commentary. I told somebody yesterday that, look, I was watching the Malawi-Nigeria game. You are just watching the game and there's no commentary. It goes off. And this actually goes to CAF. And I don't like it because look at the venue. Empty.
Barely empty.
And then the commentary goes off like 10 minutes. Then it comes back in 20 minutes. And then the commentator is like, defender passes the ball. The commentator has zero idea of who has the ball. And you see, I'm talking about the effort that we put in men's football. At least it should go into the women's football. Because this is like the men's, you can equate it to the men's AFCON.
Absolutely.
And if the Black Queens are going to get to the finals, then before you get people now paying attention to them. So I think CAF themselves should do better with this. Morocco can do better with giving out the venues, and massive credit to them. This particular space, they are using just 2 cities, Rabat and Casablanca, and they are using 4 different stadia to host this tournament. This is not even like at the top to host even their men's football.
Mm-hmm.
These pictures you see here are what we have in Ghana with the AstroTurfs. That's what they call. This is like their grade C, but it meets
the standard,
international standard. Yeah.
If this is in Ghana, we'll be using this to host AFCON.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the stadium.
Yeah.
You get it? And that's why they can go around and flaunt their muzzles to CAF and
There's
say
a
that
deliberate
we won't host
any
it.
tournament again, because now
because it took a struggle for them to even host this one.
now
The AFCON.
you've I don't want to say they've been empowered, but
they've been empowered. That's
they
the word.
actually are what they think they are when it comes to the gap they've given us in terms of sports infrastructure.
Yeah.
Right? And what we are doing here. Look at them. They are now fighting with, I'm talking about Morocco. They are fighting with Spain
Yeah.
to host the final of the 2030 World Cup. The final as to who will get a bid. That's the level
That's
they've
very
reached.
bold.
And we are here, we can't even boast of one single stadium to host. And next year we are hosting our 20 championships. We'll come and sit here and we'll talk about the fact that about how we are struggling to get. You see, actually,
broken chairs, grass.
if I continue, I'll cry. So either let's move on to other things.
Now let's go to the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
Give us some updates. What's happening there? But first of all,
so Charlie, with that, so I mean today we'll have Joseph Polamwa and Joseph Dadzi, I believe, and then Mustafa Boppin, all competing in the 200 meters semi-finals. They qualified yesterday. We are hoping that they get to the finals and at least win bronze or silver, because we saw Benjamin Azamati and then Abdul Rashid Saminu, who on the back of going to this tournament is Ghana's fastest man and started this tournament with season best. When they got to the finals, they all couldn't clinch medals. But I mean, it always has been the case. Normally, I don't want to say much about these athletes because we provide them with little, yet expect more from them. A lot of these athletes, they are not even based here. They are in the US. Some are taking care of their own. It will shock you to know that a lot of them actually had to pay for this in terms of their tickets. I'm saying it shock you. I stand to be corrected. But those are stories that we always hear when we see tournaments like this or competitions like this, Commonwealth, Olympics. So I think they've done okay. Boxing too are doing okay. Amadou Mohamed will be competing today, I believe, in the 55 kg. He stands a chance of winning bronze. At the African Games, he won bronze for Ghana. So this is actually a new environment for him. It's actually his debut at the Commonwealth Games, but he stands a chance of winning bronze today. If he's able to beat his competitor in the ring today, it means that he will get Ghana's second medal. We already have one medal in shot put from Zinabu Issa, who won silver for Ghana for para athletics, right? So it's a good start for the Paralympians. But I mean, for the able, we've not seen anything yet. So far, I think it's an okay performance for Team Ghana at the Commonwealth Games. We're just hoping that, like from athletics, we can see more.
So now, if there's somebody watching us right now and I'm asking, okay, what kind of games are played at the Commonwealth Games? What are those?
Oh, so this competition is actually streamlined. We're supposed to see 20 disciplines, but they had to reduce it to 10 because Australia pulled out. Australia were the ones supposed to host this, but they pulled out. And then Scotland said, okay, we'll it.
Take it.
So it's just 10 disciplines. So you're looking out for boxing, athletics, bowls. There's a bowls and a para bowls. I don't know if you've seen any of it. And then there is the artistic gymnastics. Swimming is in there. What again have I left out? Yeah, I think about 10 disciplines or 7 to 10. So not a lot. It's not like the Olympics that you see a lot of disciplines competing. This is just about 10.
And how are the African players doing?
Well, I think Africa is doing okay. I think so far it's Kenya that is topping in terms of, they are very noted for the long distance. So the 800 meters, they are doing very okay in there. Not a lot with the long marathons at the Commonwealth. Like I said, it's not the Olympics. So if you want to equate it, it's more like the AFCON for them, for the athletes. The Olympics is more like the World Cup for them. So you don't see a lot of disciplines. So I think Kenya is doing okay. Morocco too, are doing not too bad in there. I mean, so far so good for the African nations who are competing. And it's a good one. So it ends on August 2, right? I think it's just 8 days or 9 days competition so far. But it's been a good outing so far from the people hosting in Glasgow. A thumbs up to them because
Mhm.
to have picked up the rights to host it.
On the
I mean,
last
looking at the
minute, yeah.
limited time
Mhm.
and to have put out this very good event, I think
That's
it speaks about their
incredible.
readiness. And I mean, they are, I mean, on top.
It's the
in terms of-
anniversary.
Yeah, so you can't really say much.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
when it
come
comes
up
to
to Team
infrastructure.
Ghana
Yeah.
with Anita Free first entry. How are we looking at the 4 by 100 meter
race
relay?
Yeah.
How are we looking?
I think she was in action yesterday. She picked up an injury, I believe. I don't know if she would be ready for that 4 by 100 meter race. If she is, because I think she's one of Ghana's experienced runners. I think she does the ankle
Mhm.
leg. So Team Ghana will be needing her to bounce back. I think that's later tomorrow. So there's enough time to prepare and then get
So
going.
we are likely to pick up something.
Yeah. When it comes to the 4 by 100, normally we are able to compete. I think the only struggle sometimes is when we face Great Britain and China.
Mm.
Those are the countries that normally usurp us. But the African Games, we saw that. But then again, we didn't have those countries competing because it was up against Nigeria. There was Cameroon in there. This one is against the bigger nations in the world. So if they're able to get, I think that they could get a bronze. Right, they could get a bronze, and also, normally the athletes also look at when they miss out on the medals, they look at the improvement on their times
The
because
time,
they
yeah.
go into the tournament with season best
Your
and personal
best, yeah,
best.
your best personal
So
best, yeah.
if I'm doing 9 points, let's say 9.83, and I'm able to I go with 9.83, and I'm able to do in that same
9.82.
it means that it's good. If
Mhm.
I'm doing 10, then I need to work on something. That's one thing that actually was our downfall for Azamati and then Joseph Polama for Abdul Rashid
Rashid
Saminu.
Saminu, yeah.
Because Saminu started with 9.83, his season best.
So he
He
now
was
went-
Ghana's fastest man. He kicked out Azamati in 2024.
Mhm.
And then the finals, he was doing 10.04.
That's too much.
There's a
Yeah.
lot in there. And you see, athletics is very fun because then you have 6 runners doing 9.9, then you do 10.0. When you look at the differences, you feel like at least you should be on the podium or maybe a 4th. But then it has to do with the time. Even if somebody is doing 1 second faster than you, the person would be ahead of you. So that has to do with that. But I think so far, a good outing from them so far. We're just hoping that before it ends, at least we can add to the 1 medal that we already have. Yeah.
Ali, they should bring us some Gold Coast. Right, thank you very much, Gabi
welcome.
Ofe. It's from the Channel One Sports, and he brought us some updates in the world of sports from WAFCON happening in Morocco, and also the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Thank you very much, Gabi. And that's how we will end today's edition of Breakfast Daily on Channel One Television. And that's before Boateng started the show, where there's panelists delving into some interesting issues shaping our country politically and other sectors, and we took you from 9 a.m. till now. Thank you very much for staying with us. We are going. My name is Wahab Abdulrazak, and I did this
And
with
my name is Christy Yukata. Thank you so much, and see you, and keep watching Channel One TV.